What's going on, everyone? What's going on? What's going on? We're gonna chart watch a little bit here. Might take a trade. Um, what a day, right? What a day. What a day. So we just kind of look at exactly, what the hell's going on today, right? So we had non-farm payroll come out today. Initial move was to the upside, right? So again, to anyone who was trading non-farm this morning before the market opens, and you had some orders sitting out there where you were able to kind of take that trade and make some money, congratulations. I never really typically trade big numbers or any type of news events in the pre-market, just because the volatility of the range is just too much, right? It's it's really hard to kind of get in on those levels and make anything pop or anything stick, right? But again, complete reversal. I mean, if we just kind of look, if you even look at the 1 hour chart, I mean, we haven't even had a green candle up until now, right? So we're coming out of lunch, we might get a little bit of a dead cat bounce, but I mean, just look at the price action today. Just immediately that pre-market candle shot up, and then just 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're kind of getting that little bit of a dead cat bounce, which, I mean, again, would anyone be surprised? We were down fucking 500 points, right? So when you realistically look at it, coming out of lunch, yeah, you could get some algos that kind of triggered the run a little bit of these short stops of people that have been sitting in this position all day. But ultimately, I mean, just absolute massacre in the market again, down at 3% at one point in time, right? So again, I'm pretty much done trading on the day. Was very fortunate enough to catch some good trades and you're probably going to get a little bit of a dead cat bounce here, to be honest. 38-point range candle on this 5-minute candle here. What I'd be looking at is the low of day as a stop loss. Obviously, we're kind of shorting, or we're kind of going long in the hole here against the massive trend. But again, can you just click sell anywhere? Sure, up until now you could just click the sell button anywhere and you would have made money, realistically, if the stops weren't too tight, right? But what I'd be looking for here, especially coming out of lunch, is this 18,430 level. Is that going to hold, right? So is that going to hold? And if it does, maybe you can catch some points to the upside there. I'm just going to throw a fib. I'm going to go from the high of day. Actually, I'm going to go from, yeah, let's go from the high of day here. When was this? This is actually pre-market. So we're going to go from the pre-market high, and then we're just going to drop this all the way down towards this low of day. And we're just going to kind of see some of these levels here. So if the market wants to bounce, right? If the market wants to bounce, and I don't like how that's going to be, double stacked. So let's add this fib here. Let's go ahead and do something like this. Let's put this down at the low of day. And then what we're going to do here is just kind of see some of the levels that potentially we could potentially bounce to, right? So again, if this low of day is sitting down here at 18,430, if we bounce and if we hold, this has got room all the way up here to 18,558. 100 points, 125 points. Would that be shocking if the market wants to bounce 100 points? Probably not, right? You could definitely get in long here. We're setting up a 20 SMA play. Again, use a previous 5-minute candle as a stop. I'll kind of do some recaps on some trades that I took this morning. We were actually done inside Evolution Traders very early today, because of the just because of the range. I mean, you only need to catch 1 or 2 trades, and actually just needed to catch a good momentum trade to the downside, and you could pretty much wrap it up, right? So what's up, Andre? Let me just kind of get some things in order here on my end before I kind of cover some things. I'd like to honestly take this long here. I'd like to take this long. I'd like to close over though. I don't want to feel like I'm reaching, but it's down so much and we're coming out of lunch here. I've got some profits to kind of play with here. Got some profits to play with here in the Apex in the Apex PA. So currently today we're up $1,200 in 1280. We only took 3 trades. We had one very big trade. Okay, one very big trade. It was a $1,000 winner on that trade. It was to the short side of things. Prior to that, I did take a little bit of a scalp using micros for $150, $180, something like that. I was just looking to kind of see, you know, where was kind of gauge the market a little bit, right? We got that non-farm number to kind of pop, and then we had, you know, a little bit of consolidation leading into the market open, and then we really started to fall. So on the first attempt here, was the first trade that I took was when we lost the 20 SMA off the open, and then we confirmed it. Kind of took that short scalp there, made about 150 bucks on that, playing some micros, and then once we bounced into the 20 SMA and got rejected, failing to break out through those pre-market highs and that news number high, then once we put in that low of day, I went ahead and took another scalp on micros, very in and out skis type of trade. And then the bigger trade that I took was, let me show you guys on my chart. So I'm going to pull up the big chart here. Let's pull up the bigger chart. Once we got into that 30-minute opening range, so I was looking at the 30-minute opening range, that candle was here, right? That candle was here, and it was correlating with those news numbers lows. Okay, so once we broke that, correlated with those news numbers lows from the non-farm, once I was looking to break that level down on that 30-minute opening range, it was a fantastic trade. Because if you look at this, even though this candle was green, right, and a lot of our members and Evolution traders took this trade, the low price here on the 30-minute opening range was 18,741. Okay, so 18,741, and then when it broke, it went all the way down to 18,709. So we're talking about a 30-point move in a blink of an eye. And when you've got a 20-point take profit in place on a bracket order, that's going to get triggered and filled very quickly. So was able to take 20 points trading mini contracts there, and we're able to kind of lock that up. So, you know, that was very exceptional, right? Very exceptional. And my actual take profit was 18.5, right? I have my take profit set to 75 ticks. Oh, here's this active 20 SMA play. Let's see if that confirms. I had my profit take profit set to 75. $75 ticks, and I've got 100 tick stop loss. I'd actually like to see if this gets hit. If we confirm this active 20 SMA play, even though it is against the trend, I want to see if I can give it a little bit of a dance. So if we can get a little bit of movement and shaking here through this active 20 SMA play here, I'm going to do the same thing. It's around an 18-point take profit and a 25-point and around a 25-point stop loss. So it filled me. Again, the range is big here, so that's one thing we need to do. We need to be cautious of, because the ATR is sitting at 38 points. So any type of pullback, when I have a 25-point stop loss, is going to get filled, and then this can still go in the direction that I was hoping. And again, because of the momentum being so strong today to the downside, this is like level 10 risk here. Okay, so I don't really even have a lot of confidence in this particular setup, even though it is off the floor, because the momentum is so darn strong, right? It's so gosh darn strong. So we're just going to let it play out. If I get stopped out, what do you think I'm going to do? You're going to bet your ass that I'm not going to trade this funded account anymore. Okay, I'll go trade an eval or I'll do something else, but we're definitely going to protect the green that I have today. And we're just going to kind of see if it gets filled. Again, I might be trying to overstep myself here. And, you know, I already told a lot of the members in the room that I'm not going to take any more trades. So already stepping out of the comfort zone here, because I got on live. I wanted to see the market. I wanted to kind of, you know, chop it up with you guys and see how you guys are doing. And then lo and behold, a 20 SMA play set up. And not only did it set up, but it's the first time that the 5-minute chart has closed over the 20 SMA all day. Okay, so again, we're just going to give it one opportunity here. If the market doesn't give it to us, then you know what? Great. We're gonna protect our cash and we're gonna leave it at that. My total risk on this trade is going to be $250. So $250 risk on this trade. We'll just see how it kind of plays out. But let me know how you guys are doing today. Did you guys catch any of the downside move today? Did you guys make some money? Did we chop up? Did we pass evals? Are we one step closer to getting a payout? You know, let me know how you guys are doing today. I'd love to hear and see, you know, what trades you guys took, right? Did you guys go short at all? I mean, at any point in time today, it was just to close your eyes and short the market, right? Up 1655. Great work, Mike. That's good trading right there. I like days where we do get this kind of momentum and it's kind of easy to see your setup and see your plays. Great. Short. Yeah. I mean, the majority of us out there should be short, right? We should have been short today. You know, up until today. And again, I want to point out one thing is that my trade window between market open and lunchtime, I want to stick with the trend, right? Like if I see off the open, we're progressively pushing lower and lower and lower and lower, you know, I'm not trying to find those bounces. I will try to find that reverse move after lunch. So like right now, after lunch, we've kind of been basing out and we've created this big range here where, you know, maybe potentially we can reverse. I'm not saying the whole move. I'm just saying a little bit, right? Like just give me 18.5 points. Just give me 75 ticks on this, right? That's all I'm looking for. So again, you know, whether I get it or not, I mean, I could be reaching for the stars here, but you know, we're playing with house money at this point. We are profitable on the day. So it's not going to be that much of a, you know, a problem, but that's typically only when I'll look to go against the trend is after lunch. So if the market's been popping all day, I'll look to, you know, kind of short after lunch. If the market's been dropping all day, I'll look to kind of go long if I get a legitimate setup after lunch. This is having a tough time here, kind of breaking through. It's having a tough time kind of breaking through. We're in the profit, nothing much, 40 bucks, 10 bucks, 20 bucks here. So not really doing what I wanted to do that fast. I was looking for a little bit of a quicker move here, not really having a lot of confidence in the setup here. I need to see a firm push through here, up $70, $90 on 5 micro contracts. Again, we're trying to just protect what's ours already. So we don't want to really let it get away from us too much. I might just clip this here at around $100 if it can hit $100. Again, I know that's stupid for taking my money too early because this thing can shoot up 100 points on me. But again, I'm greedy. I hate giving away money when I'm already green. 62, 70, 90. Come on, baby. Just give me $100 here at least, and then we could call it up. 50 bucks here. We're kind of, you know, rewinding a little bit here. Hate to really see the rewind. Again, that's another thing too. When you guys do take a trade and you just feel uneasy about it and it's not moving as fast as you know it should when the normal trades do work out, you can just get out, right? You don't have to sit in it. You don't have to sit in it at all. And again, I could be foolish because I'm looking for a little bit too much of a price target here. I was looking for 18 points, 75 ticks. Reason being is I'm playing micros. If I was playing 1 mini, I would have been out a long time ago. Losing a little bit of steam here. Need to see one more good pop here. I'm just going to get out. It's going to get out. I don't even know how much we made on that. I don't even know how much we made on that. Probably nothing. 10 bucks. 20 bucks. Jack shit. So again, when I'm monitoring, you know, my trades when I'm already green, I become extremely tight, right? So I'm not, even though this has good opportunity, like I'm not, let me go back to the chart. Even though I still believe that the market can continue higher on a little bit of a dead cat bounce here, I believe that is still true. I still think that we can, you know, test 18,000, you know, 550s. Because of the fact that I'm green on the day, and this is, you know what's gonna irritate me? This is gonna blow through my take profit right now. But when I'm green on the day, I become more picky with my entries. and I become more finicky with my losses. So if this was early on in the day, like this is my first trade of the day or my second trade of the day, and you know, I'm really not up that much yet, or I'm flat, or I'm a little negative, I'm gonna let it play out until I get stopped out or it takes profit. And then from there, I'll make the decision if I still want to trade. But because it's Friday, again, I stress this to my room a lot. Like for those of you guys who may be, you know, thinking about joining my room, I will stress to you on a Friday that if you hit one trade for an $80 winner, just get out of here and go enjoy the weekend. Because so many times I've seen traders go up hundreds of dollars, you know, even $1,000 on a Friday. And for whatever reason, they're pushing to pass an evaluation, or they're pushing for some fictitious number in their head. And by the end of the day, not only have they given it back, but they've sometimes actually lost an account, you know? So that's one thing that I always stress. If you're green on the day and it's Friday, again, I don't know how many times to stress that, go do something else, right? Or trade micros where your position sizing is so small that even if your stop loss gets triggered, there's no way in hell, you know, that you're gonna get upset about it. Or, right, there's always an or manage that trade that you're in tight, right? So let's say, like, I'll break this down. Okay, on this move, it was a 20 SMA play. Those of you guys who are new to my channel, you guys can go look at some of my videos that I've uploaded where I'm kind of showing you guys this strategy that I like to mess around with here. Those of you guys who know what the 20 SMA play is, we got that close over the 20 SMA at 10:05 Pacific Standard Time. The high price was 18,509. Now, once we confirmed this is our entry here at 10:10, it went up to 18,522. So from a price of 509 to 22, okay, we're talking about 12 points, give or take. Let's call it 10 points. Let's say you got in a little late. So there was 10 points in that move. So let me clarify something. For some of you guys who have been with me for a while, you guys know that I love, absolutely love 5-point take profits when I'm trading and scalping minis. So if I'm playing 1, 2, or 3 minis, I love a 5-point take profit, because for every 5 points, that's $100 for every contract that I'm trading. I'm looking for a quick scalp, and normally that hits at around an 80% win rate. Now, whether I can hold that 80% win rate or you can hold that 80% win rate is on you, because what tends to happen is traders hit these quick trades very early, they make money, and then they overtrade and they give everything back and screw shit up. Regardless, because I'm trading micros, I'm looking for a little bit of a higher price target. Okay, so I was looking for a quick push through, which it's probably going to do now. I was looking for a quick push through, and I was looking for those 75 ticks. Now I didn't get it, and it was kind of just bouncing around, chopping around. For me, I know that when my best trades work, I'm only in the trade for anywhere between 1 and 2 minutes. Like, no bullshit, between 1 and 2, 1 and 3 minutes. So if I start to see that it's stalling, or I start to feel, right, trader intuition, if I start to feel that, you know what, it's not working as fast as I want it to, guess who's in control? The market in control, the price action in control. Of course, price action is always in control because we can't control it, but I'm in control of my trading. So if I don't feel something based on the data and the mental Rolodex that I have, and you know, thousands and thousands of trades that I've taken, that it's working in my favor, in the manner I want it to work in my favor. Because remember, the market works for me. I don't work for the fucking market, right? Either the market's going to do what I want it to do, or guess what? It's going to get fired, and I'm going to look for the next setup, which is the next trade, right? So in that particular case, let's just cut the trade. We're a small green there, whatever. It's a scratch trade. It is what it is, 20, 25 bucks or whatever the hell it was. But that's fine. But the reason, I got to explain the reasoning behind this. The reasoning for, because again, I know what people are going to think, right? And again, I see this on social media a lot, and I've looked at other streamers, and I've looked at other, you know, videos and stuff. People will always say, well, if you had a stop loss and you already knew the risk once you got into the trade, why not just let it stop you out or take profit? Why would you cut the trade early? Because I didn't like the trade. It didn't feel right to me, right? It didn't feel right to me. So I'm not going to sit in something even if it doesn't feel right. The stop loss is put there to protect my ass, right? It's put there so I don't absolutely, like, the market doesn't do something crazy, which we've all seen do before, and I just get absolutely obliterated, right? So that's like the last resort. Okay, it's the last resort. Now, when you're green, when you have positive P&L, and I think this would have hit now, 18,509 all the way up to 34. So very, very close there. I think that would have been hit there. The 20 points. So when you have, and again, guys, let me stop now. If any of you guys took that trade and you guys did not paper hand it and you were still in the trade, sell, you just got about 20 points. And again, we were looking for this 18.55 area, you know, as a level of resistance. We can still stretch another 10 points here, but we're very close to it. Take some gains, right? Take some gains. Active 20 SMA play that did hit. Again, if you're trading some small size and you're just kind of letting that thing go a little bit there, you know, it's a good 20+ point move that you just picked up there. Even if you were trading one micro contract, you just picked up around 40 bucks. So anyways, just getting back to the point, you know, because again, going back to what I said, so many times I've seen traders, you know, they're up $500 and then, you know, they get a setup like this and it doesn't work and they're maybe not feeling good about it. And then it comes all the way back down. Next thing you know, the $500 is gone. It's vanished into thin air, right? You were positive green. Now you're positive 500. Now you're scratch. And then that's when all the emotions come, right? That's when all the emotions come. And then you look to maybe reverse the move. You look to do something else. You trade bigger size. I don't know, but it does something to all of us, right? It does something to all of us. So how I keep my mental sanity is by doing what I want to do at all times. I got rules. I have a strategy, but at the end of the day, I do what the hell I want to do at all times, you know? And what I want to do at all times, is it sometimes the best thing? Probably not. Probably not. But again, you know what? It's going to help me sleep at night. It's going to help me sleep at night. You know what would not help me sleep at night is that if I let a trade turn against me and then blow up everything that I had. Now this trade would have never done that because I had that protection in place, but I'm just saying, you know, you guys kind of catch my drift there. What's up, Peter? One contract for 10 points at 10 a.m. off the break of the opening range low. Love that. Entry one and done. See, that's what I like. I like that type of shit. This is a thing, and I'm gonna clarify something for you guys. You want to know what I like? You want to know what I like is when traders have a strategy or they have a system or they have a level. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what you're trading, what kind of strategy you're trading. But when it hits, right? When you're right and you're one and done. I love that. You know why? Because where I come from, the world where I come from, where we trade stocks, that's where I came from. I came from trading stocks, and I also came from trading options. If you guys know me, you guys know that I'm an options trader. I caught a fantastic trade on Nvidia today, by the way. That was a banger. But again, in the stocks and options world, it's completely different than this world that we're living in over here on the prop firm and future side of things. Because in the stocks and options world, we're looking at the daily chart, we're looking at the higher time frame charts, and then we're finding key levels or prices off those charts, and then setups on the smaller time frames, on the 5 minute or something like that, right? And ultimately, we're looking for like one fucking good trade, right? Excuse the language, but I'm passionate. We're looking for one good trade. You know, sometimes we find two, and there's days where we might find three. But ultimately, especially for me now at my old age, right? You know, being in this business for 10 years, which is, it's a joke because it's not even that long that I've been in this business. I know guys personally who have been trading these markets for 30+ years. But what I'm saying is that at the time that I've been in this business, man, one trade is enough for me. Like if I can find that one trade and I'm able to make some money, whether it's $200 or $800, whether it's $500 or $1,000, and I know that I was right on that move, I'm going to be done. But when we get over to the prop firm side of things, when we get over to the future side of things, traders will find that great setup. They'll take the setup and then they're like, now what? Right? They're like, their hands go up in the air and they're like, okay, I made $500. Now what? They start looking for other stuff. It's like you just made money on your setup, right? And sometimes traders will take that trade and then they'll say, oh shit, I only traded 2 micros. I only made $50 on the trade. Meanwhile, someone traded, you know, 2 minis and they made, you know, $600 on the trade. right? So what's good for someone is not good enough for the next person. But what I want the person to understand who's trading those maybe 1, 2, 3 micros is that you did a fantastic job. And the job that you did is enough to make a living if you were just trading a little bit bigger size. Now, there's some ways that you can kind of finesse the system a little bit when you're trading prop firms, because when you're trading a prop firm, let's say you do take one trade and it's only a $50 winner, okay? Or a $70 winner, $80 winner. If you were trading that times 2, 3, 4 accounts, then it's no longer a $50 winner. It might be a $200 day. It might be a $300 or $400 day, depending on if you have more contracts. And that's where I believe the benefit of the prop firms is, and how you can kind of maximize that leverage a little bit and make your money spread a little bit more. Because then again, that now makes your day a little bit easier to kind of say, hey, yeah, so what? I took a trade. I only made $80 on it. You know, I don't care that you made $1,000 on the trade. You can kick rocks. I have 10 accounts. So I made just as much as you did. You traded one account and made $800, and I have 10 accounts and I made $80, right? So get that kind of mindset going for yourself. And then you're going to see that the stress levels are going to start to go down. But it's the stress levels and in the whatever floats around our brains that gets us to start thinking, well, I just took a fantastic trade, but I'm not happy with the P&L. Right? And that becomes a you problem. So a you problem in trading is not one that you want to have. And unfortunately, we all have it, right? You know, I'm a victim of it myself. I've got a big you problem. Sometimes I don't stop trading on the day. Like, for example, you know, I had, this is exactly how my day went. I started off trading 2 evaluations, right? I started off trading 2 evaluations. I caught some good money on those evaluations. As soon as the market opened up, I kind of recapped those, you know, initial trades. I only had 3 trades on the day on the funded account. Made some good money and then didn't really take any trades until this last one. And then I ended up catching some more downside on another evaluation. I passed an evaluation, literally, like I had like $1,200 or something left that I needed to make before I hit the 3,000. Well, I took a trade. You guys know that when I trade evaluations, I'm trading heavy size, 2 or 3 mini contracts at a time. Anyways, was able to pick up the $1,200 or whatever it was to pass that evaluation. Now, currently, I didn't have any more evaluations to trade. You know, the 3 or 4 that I traded were all positive. I didn't want to trade them anymore. I just passed one. The funded accounts, you know, are a couple of them are pending with Apex right now for a payout. The one I traded today was up $1,200. And I'm kind of sitting on my hands. So what did I do? I'm like, I still got the itch to want to trade. I went out and I bought another evaluation, a little throwaway evaluation, right? Just a throwaway, right? And I still wanted to trade. And guess what happens? I took one trade and literally within 2 minutes, it fucking blew up. I thought, you know, I got the itch to trade. I kind of have a good read on the market right now. If I just put on this one trade with X amount of take profit and X amount of stop loss, which, let's just be honest, I gambled the entire account on one trade. It went against me from the moment I clicked buy. You know, does it really matter? No. Fucking, what did I pay? $33 for it. You know, it's cup of coffee at the end of the day. But what I'm saying is, let's say that there's a trader who didn't go out there and buy another evaluation. And then you were feeling great about yourself and you went and you took that on a funded account or an evaluation that was maybe $300 away from passing, and you just lost it. All because what? You couldn't control yourself. So again, it's you versus you out here. Control yourself first, work your strategy second, and the money will follow. Okay? I'm a firm believer in that. So just try to put up these little speed bumps in your, like, put up speed bumps down your road so you can slow down, you know, destruction. Okay, so I put a speed bump on myself because the Topstep X account that I have, that Topstep X platform, you can like manually lock yourself out, so I can't even trade that account if I wanted to. The funded accounts, anytime I'm up over $300, $400, $500, I'm done on the day automatically. I don't even try to push that because I just like to, you know, steady eddy those things. So the speed bump that I put in place for myself was the manual lockout. And then instead of trading something that was already green on the day, I went out and bought something fresh, right? So I wanted to scratch the itch still, went out and bought a new one. So it was no harm, no foul. I believe that's a good speed bump, because what it's making you do is it's making you put up some real hard cash, even though it's not a lot. I get it, but you have to put your credit card there or whatever, and you have to buy that new evaluation or combine or whatever company you're with. You have to buy it. And so now you're invested into it a little bit, right? So it's going to be a little bit more. So that's going to kind of slow you down. I mean, if you just go out there and you go buy 10 accounts and you copy trade them all and you blow them and you buy another 10 and another 10 and another 10, that's fucking foolish. But I'm just saying, like, it should start to slow you down after, you know, you've bought 20 accounts and blown all of them. You know, it's going to start to hit the pockets a little bit. So, you know, definitely set speed bumps in front of you, right? Shit, if you have that much like non-self-control, I don't care. You hit a big trade, you're done for the day, and you still have the urge to want to trade, reach over and pull the power on the PC, right? I mean, give yourself at least 5 minutes to reboot everything, so that way maybe you get some mental clarity starting to come through and maybe not trade. Peter, I already talked about that. Jake, I was just reading the market. Great today. Up about 8 super quick trades, 1500. Great, nice work there. Yesterday was one and done, 550. Definitely prefer days where yeah. So I'm in the same boat, Pete. I'm in the same boat, Jake. There's days where, I shit you not, there's days where I've taken 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 scalps and I'm up $1,000. And there's days I've taken one trade up 450. And I'm more happy about the day that I took that one trade and made 450 than the day I had to sit there and scalp my ass off for 9, 10 trades, even though I made more that day. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? Because again, every trade you take, you're opening the probability to a loser. Again, so, you know, trading is all probabilities. Like if your strategy, like if you've back tested your strategy 1,000 trades, or, you know, I know most of you guys haven't even done that, so I'll go on a smaller scale. I recommend back testing your strategy hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trades. But let's say you've back tested your one particular entry strategy for 100 trades, and you see that the take profit that you set up for that strategy and the stop loss you set up for that strategy hits at around 65%, let's say, right, over those 100 trades. Then you know you're going to have about 35 losing trades in a block of 100, right? So let's say you come to a day where you take one winner, you take the second winner, you take the third winner, you take the fourth winner. What do you think's around the corner, always knocking? It's the losing trade. It's the losing trade of the 35 that you're going to take out of the 100 trades, right? And the problem is that, let's say you win 2 or 3 trades, and then that losing trade, that probability is knocking at the door, and you take the losing trade. It's how does the one executor, which is you, the trader, how do you react? You know, do you understand that it's part of the long game and you just move it along and you take the next setup? Or do you get all tilty, right? Do you get all like emotional about it? Do you get all pissed off and all anxious and like all jittery, you know, like, the strategy is already telling you take 100 trades, you're going to lose 35 of them. You already know that going into it. Again, I'm giving a fictitious example of a strategy that hits at 65%, but you already know that. So when you do hit the losing trade, what do? There's no reason to get antsy-pantsy about it, right? Just keep it rolling or stop out. Just stop trading on the day. We got pretty close to that 23.6, you know, pretty close, right? Pretty close. So it's a good move. I mean, considering this is the first 20 SMA play that we've seen since the open, what are we going to do, right? Are we going to complain about it? What are we going to do? But absolute madness, right? I mean, what do you got? Again, it doesn't mean anything. I'm just having conversation. What do you guys think the market's going to do here over the next month? You think we see lower prices, or do you think we're going to start to hold, right? If I look at the daily chart here, we had that big drop, right? That big sell off from 20,000, almost 21,000, all the way down to 17,300s, right? Then we had that nice rally, but we put in ultimately, right? If I was to like draw these levels, ultimately we put in a lower high, right? Got rejected, and like now we're coming down again. Do you think we come down and make a new low and then get a nice month-long rally and then make a lower high ultimately again around 18,000 and continue lower into the end of the year? Or do you think that we kind of have some exhaustion blow off between next week and the week after, never make a new low, and then start to actually push higher? What do you think? Andrew, it failed. Lost 5K. What are you talking about? That's the freedom we got in the markets. I don't want to sit here all day long. Yeah, I agree. Trust me, I'm the same way. I'd trade all day and just give everything back. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that, Jake. Yeah. I mean, that's the benefit of day trading, right? Like, to be honest, like, we don't really, it doesn't really matter if the market's going down or it's going up, you know. Is there more volatility when we're going down? It always seems like it, right? We just fucking race down versus, you know, slowly grinding higher every day. But, you know, all in all, I mean, we can make money when the market's going up. We can make money when the market's going down. But I always think it's an interesting topic of discussion, you know, if we, like, what do people think? You know, do you think we make new lows? You know, shorts, yeah. I mean, they always seem to work a lot faster than the longs. I've always had a thought process ever since I kind of started trading stocks and options, because I've always noticed that I'm like, how come when I'm long in a position, right? Or I'm holding shares or I'm swing trading in options contract 2 or 3 weeks out, I'm like, how come it's just slowly grinding up? It's moving higher, but it's slowly grinding. And then when you have like that big pullback or that big red day or red week, it's like drastic. And I've always kind of thought, because if the market is a play on human emotions, you know, again, I know there's other factors that are involved. Okay, let's not get into the technicals of why the market moves up and down. But I'm just saying, for the basics, right? The emotional side of the market, because people are human. I always feel like it market moves down so much faster than it goes up because people are worried about losing money. So when you're long and you're holding things long term, you want to kind of protect that long. Like, let's say someone's, I don't know, let's say someone's personal account portfolio is up $100,000. They've been holding stuff for 5 years, right? Or 10 years, and they're up $100,000. When they see the market start crashing, not crashing, but like start doing shit like it's doing today, they get like emotional about that. They don't want to lose anymore, and then they sell out, and then that causes the market to just go in this free fall, right? You know, because they didn't want to lose that money, when it's like ultimately the money is unrealized anyways once it's when it's in your account and you're holding long positions. And then it's like, that's when you're giving opportunities for people to pick up on those good buys, and then they take the market back higher again, and then you're sitting there like shit, and then you're buying again at new highs as an investor, right? Or the average retail trader, again, is always buying at new highs. They're never really buying when they should be buying. But um I was never using earn to trade. I think I used earn to trade like once. I think I used earn to trade once. They had reached out to me. Earn to trade personally had reached out to me, and they wanted me to like review what I thought about their rules and their platform. And I think I traded it for like a day, and I was like, yeah, it's cool. And then, but I've never really used earn to trade. Yeah, got to be careful, Andrew. Market's wild, you know. It's dangerous out there. Dangerous world out there. Should never really be risking a paycheck anyways, but it is what it is. I love the troll efforts, Andrew. Um, I mean, you could, Andrew, you could always, when you do get paid, you could always take that paycheck and then re-put it back in on one trade. You might make back this paycheck that you lost. That's always an option, you know. Just double down. And you never know, it might work. $20 place short here again. I'm not going to be involved in this, but the low price 18,466, current price 55. So if you were looking for 10 points, you should be getting out there. If you're looking for 5 and you're trading heavy size, you should have also been out. If you're looking for a bigger price target like 20 points, then you know realistically your risk is closer to any close over the 20 SMA or the previous 5-minute candle high. I know, I hope so too. If you do, like when you get that next check, Andrew, you know, and I'm streaming, come back on and then let's I would love to see that in action, you know? And you never know. I see guys on social media make $100,000 in a day. I think you can do it. You know, 10 contracts long off the open, right? Forget about the pre-market or previous day high. Like, don't worry about that. Just 10 contracts long, or hell, 15 contracts long, close your eyes, and then come back in power hour and just sell it for like 100 grand. You could also do DoorDash. I've heard people do DoorDash and Uber Eats at the same time, and it pays really well. Blowing up accounts. Yo, what's up, Wolf? Yo, Wolf, you're active, brother. I seen the other night I fucking couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. So I was like, let me see what some of the other fellows are doing. I seen you on Alpine's comments, and then I think I seen you someone else, Topstep or Trade Day J. Olisa, I think I'm saying that right. Olisa Trades, what up? Yeah, hell yeah. That's what's up, man. So what's up, man? So today, let me guess. Were you trying to look for bounces today? Did you lose money today? Were you trying to look for the long today? Trying to call the bottom? Blew up yesterday. Yesterday was a little bit of a tricky day to trade, to be honest. Because we were ranging, right? We were ranging with some range, right? So, you know, there was volatility, but like the range was big enough to where a stop losses could get triggered. I hope that makes sense. Holding L's for $300 losses or more. What's your position size? What's your position size? Like how many contracts are you trading? On a 50K eval? Here's the only thing I don't like about profit targets for the day is that mentally, subconsciously, we're like trying to shoot for that number. So when let's say we take a trade, right? Let's say we do take a trade and that trade loses for $300. Now, subconsciously, whether you're actually physically saying it to yourself or not, subconsciously, you're thinking to yourself, I got to make $600. So you're always kind of working backwards. You're always working backwards versus taking the $300 loss, but knowing that out of the next 10 trades, that you're going to go on a string of wins, 4, 5, 6 trades in a row, and you should be back to break even and positive. So but that's only if you're following, like, here's the difference. That's only if you're following a strategy that's you're looking for specific things in the market to happen that are repeatable. There's a lot of price action traders who trade momentum and they trade levels, right? So if, like, let's say you've got a level and you're looking at that level and it doesn't work out, then you're like forced to like find another level. And again, levels can keep getting blown out, right? Like that was a problem I seen when I did a lot of coaching for guys trading stocks and options, like during COVID. They didn't want to they only were respecting levels, but you have to understand that levels can just keep getting smashed, right? So you can just keep being ass wrong, and just put yourself on tilt. You've got to find something in those levels that repeats itself. So like when we come down to whatever level it is or whatever target, it normally tends to do this. And over 50 trades, 100 trades, 1,000 trades that I've back tested, you know, that wins at around 60% of the time. So I can risk X amount of dollars and lose X amount of dollars, but I know that out of 100 trades, I'm going to win 60 of those trades, right? So just, you know, you got to find something that's repeatable. Lisa, I do not stream every day, but I have been getting more emails for people and comments, people telling me that I should. I don't know. I'm not really like a streamer. I first wait for price to reach the level, then I look for a reason to long or short for like 5 or 10 points. See, that's fine, but the thing is like when it gets to that specific level, it doesn't have to respect what you want it to do, you know, because it can still get blown out. Like it can touch that level and then confirm, and then that's all it was just a test of that level to go back in the direction that it was going, you know, or to actually start breaking down, one or the other. So I would switch to like, no, I wouldn't switch your strategy. I would just find a way to kind of like, okay, let me ask you this question. On the losses that you're taking, $300 a pop, right? Are you finding that maybe 30 minutes later, you would have actually won that trade, but you just got stopped out before that? So again, like how I will work with people is I'll try to figure out in that strategy what is some adjustment that we can do, because again, you know, a lot of it is mental and a lot of it is us. We got to work on ourselves first. But if we can clean up the strategy a little bit, then we can definitely make some strides. And all you needed to do is make a couple strides to gain a little bit of confidence to then just have full confidence in what you're doing, right? So like that's the thing, Wolf. So it's like, let's say, for example, you had this level, it came up to the level, it confirmed, you got into the trade, it stopped you out for $300. When you look back at the chart 20 minutes later, an hour later, did it end up actually going in your favor, or did it just fail altogether? Yeah, John D, today is not the day to try to look for those bounces. We've had like one measly bounce for like 25 points today that was worth a shit. And that was about it. I think when Waller, Fed Speaker Waller, was speaking today, we had that 100-point bounce that just completely reversed. But if you're looking for bounces in this downtrending market today, you're getting absolutely destroyed. Like I was telling people in Evolution Traders today, the best thing to do is just close your fucking eyes and click sell, right? Not now, obviously, it's 11 o'clock in the morning, or, you know, the day's almost over for me in California. But, you know, earlier in the day off the open, when it was just click your eyes and sell. 1 second time frame, that's too big of a time frame, Andrew. I think you have to go down to the 15-second. 15-second. The 1 minute time frame or you're on the 1 second. You got to go to, I thought you said 1 minute. You got to go down to the 1 millisecond chart. So because the 1 millisecond chart for you, Andrew, is going to give you more structure. It's going to give you more setups. Like you can actually probably take 100 to 200 trades a day to be profitable. Like just scalp like a fucking madman. Yeah, that's the thing. So for you, Wolf, what I would say is I wouldn't change strategy that much. What I would, but 50 points is a lot though, dude. Even if you know the market's moving, you know, 300, 400, 500 points, it's really hard for someone to catch those 50-point winners when you're trading one mini. Like, you know how hard that is. You know how hard that is. Like the P&L swings and fluctuations alone are going to drive you insane. The only thing I would say, well, even if it's like 30 points, even if it's like 25 points, right? It's still a lot because the fluctuations are in hundreds of dollars. So for every 5 points, which is a sneeze, you know, on the NQ is $100. So when we're talking about, you know, 20 points even, we're talking about a fluctuation of $400, and that could be up or down. That's gonna cause someone to seek counseling and have a heart attack if you're not used to that size yet, right? Like if your account's not big enough to handle those kind of P&L swings. So what I would recommend, if you have confidence in the strategy, right? You have confidence in your levels. That's not the problem. Great. That's a good non-problem to have. The problem is in the emotional side of things with the P&L swings, stopping yourself out at 300 or not letting it get to full stop loss or full take profit because we're trading too much size. And this is what I would do for 1 week. And for 1 week only is all it's going to take. Go down and trade 2 micros. You're not going to make shit next week. You're not going to make anything, but it's not about making money next week, right? Take 5 days, trade 2 micros, find your levels, set your target, set your stop loss, let it play out. Those $300 losses that you're taking right now, whether you're manually stopping them out or it's hitting your stop loss, they're going to be closer to like $40, $50 losses. Yeah, I would stop buying accounts if you can't handle the P&L. Like again, like the thing is to not just keep, like the only strategy, like again, Wolf, I know you've been in the game a while, so you watch a lot of the streamers and stuff. The only reason why they're constantly buying evals and just trading them heavy and going in and out is because they have the cash flow and the capital, right? Like I can go out right now and go buy 100 fucking evals. Do I want to go out and buy 100 evals? No, there's no need to. But what I'm saying is that if you have income coming in from trading, then you don't really care about the evals and you can trade them heavy size like that and do what you're doing, and maybe you hit them and maybe you don't. And then when you get over to funds, then you can take them a little bit more of a basic approach to them. But when you're not consistently taking payouts, you've got to do a change. And for you, the change is easy. Like, to be honest, I've seen this 100 times. The change is, you know, get off the mini contract and prove to yourself that your levels work over 50 trades, right? Like that's all it is. Trade 2 micro contracts, you know, take a $50 loser or a $50 winner and then call it a day. Take 2 or 3 trades. Either you're down 100 or you're up 100 on the day, and do that for a week. That's going to train you mentally to like sit in the trade longer and to actually trust the levels and let it work out without being so emotional watching the big P&L swings. Down at 300, now you have to get $600 back before you even break even. You know what I'm saying? So, and then from there, once you're comfortable with that, you go from 2 micros to 3, and then from 3 to 4, and then from 4 to 5. And that process should take you about a month to do. And then once you get to around 5 and you're okay with that swing and you're starting to build confidence and get the profitability going up. Yeah, Andrew, we're going to the moon. When you get that confidence up, then what you do is then you go to your minis, because now you have a cushion, and now you've kind of seen the way that it plays out on a smaller scale. And when you've seen it play out on a smaller scale, there's no hesitation or no reason for emotions on the large scale of things. That's where I would start. And again, I've talked to people in the past and they don't want to make that adjustment. Well, I'm not going to make any money when I trade micros. Then you're not going to get any better. And that's just a hard reality, because what's going to end up happening, Wolf, is that you're going to catch 1, 2, 3 good days in the market, and you're going to pass an evaluation extremely quickly. You're going to pass an evaluation extremely quickly, and then it's going to set you up for failure once you get to the funded accounts, because it was just a good run in the market for 2 or 3 days. It's not going to be like, you know, something long term, because you're still not emotionally ready. And again, that's not a negative thing. Like for me on options, up until about, I think it was year 4 or year 5 for me trading options, I would trade no more than 3 or 4 contracts max. And I sat there literally for like 2 years, because I was only okay with that P&L negative and that P&L green. It took me a long time. Like my position size right now has been the same position size for almost 3 years, and it's 10 contracts. It's around $3,000 to $5,000 in options play. That's all I'm comfortable. But my account size says I can definitely trade more size. I'm not comfortable trading more size at all. And it's taken me 3 years and I'm still at this size. You know, 19375. I mean, that's a tough call. That's a tough call. That's a tough call, because right, like I'll be honest. The daily chart, the weekly chart is wrecked, right? So the market definitely looks weak. Okay, the market definitely looks weak. So here's my outlook. And this, again, this is just my outlook, and this is just an opinion. Because the market's so weak today, and because we took such a drastic downturn, and it looks like the market's going lower. That's my opinion. It looks like the market's going to go lower. I can see Monday, Tuesday, you having some type of dead cat bounce up to 300 points, then stalls, and then maybe middle to later the week we lose this week's lows, and then we get a big drastic flush come the end of the week or the week after that. So again, if you're selling puts, you have to just be mindful that the market could bounce before it goes lower. So if you're just expecting, because today we're down 500 and down 2.5%, that next week we're just going to wash out another 2% before a bounce, and then you're going to get caught up in that, risky. It's risky in my play. Yeah, you can just bring me whatever data, man. Like it doesn't really matter. Um, you know, win percentage, average hold time, like anything like that. How many trades you take in a day, like all that kind of stuff helps. What's your trade window? If you don't even have a trade window, and you're just like, well, I don't know, I start trading at open, and then at the close I'm still taking trades, then you don't have a trade window. You have to figure out where your success is at. You know, like again, for me, it's between market open and around 8:30 in the morning Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. max. That's my window. I have the most success there. My stats prove to me that about, I would say, out of the whole day, about 39-40% of my winning trades come from that window. And then I've got a window where it's like scratch, and then I've got a window where I'm mainly negative. Like I'm mainly negative and power hour. Like I never am able to get anything going in power hour. I don't know what it is, but well, again, it has to do with what is your price target, right? What is your stop loss, and how much risk are you willing to assume? So for me, my metrics, if I'm looking for, because I have strategies risk management strategies where I'm looking to take 5 points, okay? And then I have risk strategies that are looking to take 20 points. Well, on the 5 points, if the market's volatile and the ranges are bigger, then more than likely, if I'm trading one mini contract and I'm in on a decent move that's going to work, it's going to get filled in 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, right? Because the range is so violent and it's so much. And also when I'm trading micros, if I'm looking for something between 15 and 20 points, I know that there's enough range in those moves to actually stretch and fill my price target. Now, when we look at after lunch, where the ranges start to contract a little bit and the market starts to do a little bit more song and dance, where it's just kind of chopping around a little bit, if I'm looking for 20 points, the odds of me getting 20 points starts to go down drastically. So maybe I need to lower my price target later on in the day and or size down to withstand a little bit more risk. But again, I know traders who do great. They don't do great in the morning time because the range is so big and so fast. They do great maybe after the first hour to 2 hours into power hour, because they're looking more so at a zone where they're trading smaller size and they're allowing that position to work. So if you're a trader who's looking for 40, 50, 60, 70 points, then for sure you probably want to be on the micro side of things, give yourself a bigger range, right? A bigger stop loss range, and just let it do its thing, because you're playing one big directional move versus a scalper who's looking for an entry on momentum. We're just looking to catch a little smidge of that momentum. We're not trying to catch the wave. Like, I could care less about the wave. If the wave's going down, that's great. I'm just trying to catch momentum going down or going up on the wave. I'm not trying to catch the wave. Yeah, good luck, shorty. Hopefully that plays out for you. Again, it's entirely possible. So I'm rooting for you on this end over here. Got this low of day at 18,430. Definitely, if we do crack below it, we could put in another little leg down here. We've been in this range, right? We've been in this range, and we can call it about a 100-point range, going all the way back to around 8 a.m. So for 3 hours, we've been in a 100-point range. The range is super contracted right now. So again, if you're looking for bigger price targets, you're definitely having a harder time here, because it's just kind of going up and then coming right back down. So the range is extremely tight. You know, you're not going to get expansion until we get over 18,550, or we start to drop below 18,427 or 30. That's when your expansion is going to come. See, again, so like right here in this situation, it's a two-sided trade, Wolf. So one trader, right? One trader could say, I'm going to wait for the low of day to break, or get in on this 20 play. If you're looking at my strategy, I'm going to get in on this short, right? You could have another trader who's loading up long here, who's looking for the bounce. So that's the thing. When it's a two-sided trade like that, your probabilities are cut in half. It's a 50-50 trade either direction. So whether you choose the right direction, you're going to make money, and you're going to think that you can do that every time. But realistically, taking a trade right here is just taking a trade in the middle of the range with a 50-50% probability. Exactly, because it's a 50-50 probability here. Like, the chart is pushing down, so you could, like, definitely the momentum, the edge is leaning more towards the sellers. But the way I see it, right, we're down 3%, 520 points today. Does it continue to stretch? Maybe, but like, do you want to jump off the 10th story, or do you want to jump off the first story, right? So it's like, I guess what I'm trying to say is 1,000 times I've taken the short right here. 1,000 times, right? In my career, I could say I've taken a short here on this type of looking setup. And probably about 500 of them I've been right, and 500 of them I've been wrong. But when I'm wrong, I understand that, well, the reason I was wrong is because I bought at demand. Okay, I bought at demand. I'm shorting hoping that we push lower because the chart is telling me it's going lower, but ultimately I bought at demand, right? And there's been instances where I've tried to get in long and it's just broken down. So I can't be upset at either side if I'm wrong. That's why I like that window that I trade in the first 2 hours, is because we're barely setting up the range, right? We're barely setting up the trend, the momentum. So I can be a part of the start of it, which is why I say, you know, you want to jump out of the 10th story, you want to jump out of the first, right? Because if I'm wrong here, I'm wrong when the market is figuring itself out. I'm not wrong when the market is still trying to find, still trying to do something new. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that kind of makes sense. If you look, if I'm looking at the 30-minute time frame right now, we're confirming the previous 30-minute low. So it looks like it's got more room to the downside, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But again, because the range is still 32 points, this can bounce on you 30 points, and are you going to be able to withstand the heat? So for you, Wolf, instead of trying to go balls to the wall and figure that out, I would test your theories on 1 micro. So if you're thinking we're going lower, well, then play 1 micro and see how it plays out. If it doesn't work, it's no harm, no foul. You lose a cup of coffee. If you think that this floor is going to hold, then use the low of day 430 as a stop and play the long and just hold the damn thing into the close. You know what I'm saying? But like this right here, like, again, guys, for those of you guys, I don't even know how many people are listening to this. We got a hardcore troll in here. Right, we got a hardcore troll in here. It's bouncing. This is nothing, right? Like, this is nothing. Like, it's bouncing up and down, what, 5-10 points? It's nothing. It's nothing. The market's not doing shit. The market hasn't done shit in over an hour or over 2 hours, to be honest. So again, if one person is looking to short this and then you're getting all scared and chopped out and exiting because it's upticking, you know, you're not even giving it enough time. You're not even giving it enough time. You know, it's like, you guys really want to know what the trade is. If you're short, you're waiting for 430s to break and you're looking to sell on the 430 break. If you're short, if you're long, 430 is your stop and you're looking to take this son of a bitch into 550, 500. That's it. That's the two-sided trade. So, you know, own the bias, whatever you have, set your trade, set your stop, and roll with it. But like, that's the thing. Like, when you try to figure out later, Andrew, when you try to figure out what the market is going to do, is typically when you're wrong. You know, like, don't try to figure out what the market can do, because the market's going to do whatever it's going to do. The only thing we're doing is trying to be a good poker player here and manage our risk. It could definitely be a trap. It could definitely be a trap. If we can break 430, we can break 430, Wolf, and it can go down 8 points and then snap back up. So on this type of trade, what would your take profit be? Like, what do you have in mind? You know, like, you would have to have a target in mind. You know, is it a scalp? You're looking for 5 points, then set a take profit for 5 points, and if it breaks 430, take your 5 points and be done with it. If it breaks 430, goes down 2 ticks, and then comes back up, okay, how are you going to protect yourself? What's going to be your stop loss? You know what I'm saying? So in that particular case, what would the stop loss be here? If you were short, what would your stop loss be? What's that price? And you're trying to take how many? You're trying to take what? How much profit? Like what would be your take profit? Because that's a huge stop. See, like that's a thing. Like again, I see levels. I see levels, right? I see the candlesticks. But it's got to make sense to me. Like it's got to make sense to me. Like there has to be something else in there which we know where we're looking to take profits. I can't just tell myself that if I go short here, I've got to use the previous, I'm using the previous swing high as a stop. I'm looking at almost an 80-point stop, 100-point stop. Like I can't do that, right? Like what am I going to trade? I can only, at that point, I'm forced to only trade one micro. You know, I'm forced to trade one micro. You know, and if I'm looking for a 5-point take profit, well, then that's not even worth it. It's not worth it, right? So yeah, so if you're trading for, you just got to simplify things a little bit more. You got to simplify things a little bit more. For someone like you, I would break down all this other hoopla because there's so much stuff, right? Like all this different price action stuff, all these different strategies and stuff. I mean, we're looking at these charts and like we're trying to be a brain surgeon. Guys, we're not brain surgeons, you know, like I'll be honest, like we're stupid individuals. Like we're trading, you know, we're trading. We're not the smartest of cats out here, you know. So we got to make things simple. Like, you know, what's our daily stop? You know, how much are we comfortable risking on a trade? What's realistically comfortable for a take profit? You know, all of this stuff. And then we got to find repeatable things in the market that happen. Repeatable, you know? I mean, yeah, just hang in there though, you know, just hang in there. Sometimes we go on cold streaks where we don't see the market right. It's always typically one thing, you know, if we slow things down a little bit and then we just gain some confidence by taking some small wins. It's the thing is I don't like having daily profit goals, $300 to $400 a day. I don't like that, because what if the market's not giving us that? You know, I just like, you know, 2 or 3 trades and then consider stopping on the day, right? And finding that trade window, Wolf, you gotta find that trade window. I feel like I've seen you on people's streams at market open and you're still here almost damn near to close, you know. We got to find that trade window. That could also be another thing too, though. The make it or break it mentality is forcing a huge stress issue. We've got to take things a lot slower. Like I tell people in my room all the time, because people have that same problem. So I'll say this. A lot of us are looking, you know, $400, $300, $1,000 a day, right? To get paid with a prop firm, I'll just use Apex as an example. You guys only need to make $2,600. Shoot for $2,600 all month. You know, what is that average? You know, $150, $180 a day. So why, when we take a trade, we're up 150, we're up 100, we're up 200, why are we not stopping on a day? Because even if it takes you all month to get that one payout, instead of trying to get a payout every 2 weeks, you're taking $2,600 out of the market, right? And if you have 2 accounts, it's 5,000. If you have 3 accounts, it's so forth, right? On and on and on and on and on. So there's always ways to scale our business, but we got to get there first. We got to prove it to ourselves first. And the thing that sucks is it takes time. Like, and none of us want to take that amount of time. Like, we want to pass the evaluation in a couple of days. We want to get paid on the next pay cycle. And it's all we're doing is forcing things. You know, just let it come. Let it come. I told this on stream last week, but I had a PA account, I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago, because I trade all my accounts separate. I never copy trade. And I submitted for payout a couple months ago. That fucking thing was sitting around for like 50 something days, because I'd take one trade on it and then move to other accounts. And by the time I got back around to it, you know, it might have been a day or 2 days. So like realistically, it was one payout on that one singular account, and it took like 50 something days to get it. But I don't care. I mean, I've got multiple accounts, so I'll just filter through them and trade them all as, you know, different setup on a different account. So some of them might be ready for a payout in 2 or 3 weeks if the market's hot, and other ones might take a month and a half. Doesn't really matter. As long as the payments keep coming, that's fine. I'm definitely going to make a push for in this whole prop firm space come the start of the year. So like, I'm aggressively right now trying to pass evaluations and shit. But for the time being, the 7 accounts that I got across a couple of prop firms is fine. All right, like, hey Wolf, how did Alpine do today? Did you go over there? Patricia, because I'm stupid. I don't trust myself. This is how I have broken it down to people. If I have 10 accounts, this is just my thought process. If I have 10 accounts, $50,000 accounts with $2,500 drawdown, and I copy trade the 10 accounts, I've got $2,500 drawdown. If I have 10 accounts with $2,500 drawdown and I trade them separately, I've got $25,000 worth of drawdown. Make sense? So if I was to tell you, do you want an account with $2,500 in it, or do you want an account with $25,000 in it? I'm going to take the 25,000 every single time, because I want that drawdown. So I will rotate, you know, I might take 1 or 2 setups. I might take 1 or 2 setups on one account, and then the third setup I might rotate and take it on another account. So that's why, like, I'm never gonna get a payout on like 10 accounts all in one cycle, and I'm okay with that. This last cycle I have 3 for payout. That's $2,000, $4,000, $6,000. Next cycle I'm gonna have at least 1, and I'm working on a second, so I might have 2. So I'm always kind of just like constantly like rotating them, I guess. But because I'm aggressively trying to pass evaluations right now, it will get up to where I have more, right? I have 2 XFA accounts on Topstep. It will get up to where I do have a lot more. So instead of like submitting payouts for maybe 2 or 3 accounts once a month or every cycle, it's going to be 6 or 7 or 8. So I'm doing it like a slow, steady Eddie way versus all in trying to take them all at once. Because I have so many different business plans that I've drawn up and different methods and means for attacks. When I eventually am up to 20, 25 accounts, you know, 30 accounts between different firms, I don't care even if it took 2 months or 3 months to get one payout. And I take one payout in, let's say, 2 months on 20 accounts, 2,000 each, right? That's 40 G's. And it takes me another 2 or 3 months to do it again. That's 40 G's. So that's how I look at it. Markets literally do nothing. 430s need to get broken to have any type of expansion in this. The volume is just dried up. Alpine switched to scalping 10 ticks after that bad week he had. He's looking like his old self. Yeah, he's an amazing scalper. You know what I think? And again, he's taken out so much money this year, whatever, 300,000. Like, he's got nothing to be like fucking stressed about at this point in time. But like, just from an outside perspective, looking in on it, when they kind of changed all the rules around and they took away his opening range break trade, and he, you know, is trying to get this price target where he's making trades stretch, I think mentally it's kind of just like a little bit more pressure, because he reads the market very well to do scalps on momentum and stuff. He's got to just stick to that and just fuck all this, you know, like whatever he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. Something like whatever, 15-point stop loss, 30-point take profit, or whatever the heck it was. I don't know. Just scalp it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Because he's a good trader. I know right now he's aggressively trying to pass evaluations. So some of the trades, I mean, he's gonna have some big losses, and he's gonna get some through, but he'll be back in no time. Again, with the payouts that he's already taken this year, his year is done, right? His year is done. Like, he could literally take the rest of the year off and just work on passing evaluations. Yeah, a lot of people can take payouts scalping, so because you just need to string together, you know, like a solid week, and then you're ready for a payout, right? And then just repeat the process. The thing is that, like with scalping, you know, because I scalp a lot too, we have good weeks, and then we get those payouts, and then like the next week's not such good price action, and then the fucking account is gone and we're starting all over again. But instead of looking at it as the account is gone and starting all over again, take some money from the payout, reinvest back into the evaluations, and just keep that hamster wheel turning. You know, keep that hamster wheel turning, because it's all just a business expense. We're just churning accounts to continue to get the payouts. If you're the type of trader that doesn't want to go through accounts that way, and you want to trade one and build up a huge balance, you got to size down. You got to take the slower approach to things, and you know, take the slower approach to things. You got to trade 10 days, John. Yeah, each account. Yep. That's why, like in the scenario I was mentioning, I will never, like the way that I do it, I will never, you know, I have 7 accounts. I'll never be able to take out again, I'll get to a point where, like, yeah, if I let a couple pay cycles go, I can just sit on them and then just take them all at once. But like the way that I'm trading them separate like that, I might get to a point where like only 2 of them are ready, only 3 of them are ready, and then maybe the next cycle, maybe another one's ready, maybe another one's ready, you know? So unless I was to just trade them for a month and then just sit on them, which is fine too. It doesn't really matter to me because it's like I'm not a like, I don't really need the money like in 10 days. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll take the 4,000 this pay period, take 2,000 next pay period, so forth and so forth. I'll just keep letting it roll in. Doesn't really matter. Like options is my gig. That's how I pay my bills. So this is just like an extra income. I think a lot of people would do better if they just realize it that way too, where you don't gotta take you don't gotta get a payout in 10 days or even this month, you know. Just let it go. Let the days pass, you know. Let the days pass. Oh, Tom, I would just let it renew. 1750, cup of coffee right there. Just let it go. Just let it renew again. You can never go wrong having evaluations on standby. Never. Oh yeah. Yeah, that eviction notice, they're not taking that off the door. Frank, I mean, good point, Frank. You know, but it's just like, again, when you're dealing with human beings, right? Why would somebody buy Nike over, I don't know, Adidas or Under Armour? They're both the same thing, right? Athletic leisure wear. So some people are just comfortable because they only know Apex, they only know Topstep, they only know whatever company, and not Take Profit is my next firm that I will be diving into once I max allocate these other ones. I like Take Profit. I like the rules. I like the company. Take Profit's also good. It's a little cheaper too on the back end. Because again, here's the thing too, Frank. Some people want to get into Apex for 30 bucks and then, oh, when I pass, okay, yeah, I'll have to pay extra. And they don't want to come out of pocket the 91 or whatever it cost. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that they're thinking is, I can get 3 accounts right now for $90. Why am I going to go get one? They're never even thinking about when they pass, they're going to have to pay an extra $300. You know what I'm saying? So do you want to pay the money up front or do you want to pay the money on the back end? You know, how come some people, go to dinner and they whip out the credit card versus just using the old debit card? You know what I'm saying? I want to pay on that later. Just humans being humans. Guys, smash those likes, smash those likes. Let's see how many likes we can get today. I don't think any of my lives get over 50 likes. If you guys can help me get over 50 likes, it would be very much so appreciated. Just keep getting rejected here at this 20 SMA. Again, we're still looking at that low of day to get broken. Maybe it gives you a little bit of a run here below 430s. Again, how much I would really be expecting this late in the day, down 500, down almost 3%. Probably not much more than a scalp C green type of, C green, take green type of trade. But again, maybe the market's still, the market's got more room to kind of go down, of course. I really wouldn't see any type of long until we get back over this 20 SMA, close, and then confirm. It's very difficult to trade. Like, it's very difficult right now to look for a trade in this range. This range is contracting so much. Even if I just go back an hour, guys, if I just go back an hour, this range is from 18,475, 480s to 426. So the range is, when I was saying earlier, the range is when was a 100-point range for the past hour or 2 hours. The range has shrunk to a 50-point range in the past hour. There's not a lot of movement going on here. I'm pretty confident that if you're green, you should just stay green and go do something else. If you are really hell-bent on trying to get another trade, maybe if we confirm the previous 30-minute low, which is the 430s, maybe you have an opportunity there for one last kind of hoorah trade. But again, it's a hard maybe, like, it's just hard. Really wouldn't force anything here. A little bit of a bear flag here on the 1 hour as well. What I'm looking at, again, the low of day to get broken, take it for a little bit of a scalp, or get back over the 20 SMA and have some type of end of day power hour dead cat bounce. Other than that, just stay out of this range. I find it like a lot of traders will start to look like, well, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen? Where should I get in long? Where should I get in short? And realistically, it's like, you just wait. And you know what it's going to take the short. Got to break the low of day. You know what it's going to take to break the long. We got to bounce. So we got to get over this 20 SMA. We got to show some type of life, right? So until one of those things happens, sit on your hands. Sit on your hands. And if it does happen to work out in your favor, great. Take your trade, but just manage your risk. It might be. Yeah, I think. We got to think. We've had a lot of action today already. We've had a lot of action. How much more are we really expecting? That's what I've never understood about people on a Friday that are still trying to catch that one big one. What were we doing all morning? There's going to be one more trade left. Are you going to take it? Right? Are you going to take it? I think for me, it's going to be a low of day break. That'll be my last trade. Unless I see some type of volume come into a candle that closes over the 20 SMA, it'll be a long. Okay, so those are my two ideas. I need to wait for one of those things to happen. So what I can do to kind of prepare myself is I'm going to put, let's see here. I'm going to put a stop order for a low of day break. That way, in case it just decides to flush, I'm just going to get filled. Or I'm going to wait for a 20 SMA play where we close over the 20 SMA for a potential long scalp. And I'll see what it does from there. Again, both of them are scalps, sea green, take green. I will have a bracket order in place, but I won't be hesitant to get out of it. Guys, what's up with my guy Trade Day J? What's up with my guy Trade Day J today? What's he doing? Pass any evals? Did he make some good coin? I like that guy. That guy's funny. Zero Day J. Yeah, see, I don't even know. That guy popped up on my feed. Someone actually mentioned him last week, or maybe it was this week in the beginning of my streams. And legit, because the internet knows all, he popped up on my YouTube feed. That guy is hilarious. 0 Day J. That's my guy right there. Yeah. What's he doing today? How's he doing? Yeah, it's the name of the game. Name of the game. Pass one, blow a couple. That's always been my mentality too. When you have a system that works and you guys have, ran it through once or twice, I mean, you guys can run it through on an eval, see if you can get to target. Once you get into that eval game, it's just, you're going through them, guys. You're going through them. You're going through them. It's not taking 3 weeks to try to pass it, because at the end of the day, time is money. So you're trying to pass them as aggressively as possible. Only if you have a system and you have rules and you can control yourself like an adult, right? If you're just starting out and you're just learning how to trade, then definitely, don't do that. But for Alpine, yeah. Alpine's probably starting to see some good returns on YouTube. 0 Day J, he's growing. He still has a small channel. I don't really know how many views he's getting. I don't really know. I would have to like see a little bit more of his metrics, but I'm sure he's getting paid from YouTube. How much? I mean, is it enough to make a living? Probably not. I mean, a lot of people think that YouTube pays a lot. YouTube pays like shit. Because not that it's like YouTube's problem, it's that you need a lot of views to run a lot of ads, so that ad revenue adds up. like I didn't even start making money on YouTube until like I think like 6 months ago or something. Like I've been on YouTube for years. But again, like I never came out to be like a YouTuber. I just was documenting my trades, and then like I'm sitting here at the computer. I can talk anyways, like so it really doesn't matter. Like I don't have a problem sitting here talking. I'm trading anyways. Um but again, like I mean like PW has been in the game for like a long time, you know. And the thing with we might be getting a dead cat bounce here, guys. I'm gonna look for the 20 SMA play. The thing with PW is that he's such a good entertainer. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for this to close over the 20 SMA and see if I get a confirmation. He's such a good entertainer, and he's such a good marketer, and he's such a good like business person in that sense, in the YouTube business sense. Is he a good trader? Sure, right? It depends on what you consider a good trader. Can he make money? Absolutely. Can he lose money? Sure. So can we all. But the thing is, right? The thing is, to be completely honest, I'm going to wait for this to confirm here over this 20 SMA. I'm going to put a stop order there over the 20 SMA. The thing is that now it pulls all the way back. So I'm not in the trade yet, but if it does confirm over the previous candle high without closing below this candle, the previous candle low, it'll trigger me to get in the trade. So what I'm hoping is this is just a nice back test before it rips through, which I would prefer to see the back test, not too deep of a back test, but I would prefer to see the back test and then an explosion through, because that typically is a little bit of a stronger move. So I got that order set in there. If it triggers, it triggers. Again, we're not risking anything close to what I'm up today, so that's fine. The thing is, you got to hit the YouTube algo, right? That YouTube algorithm to get up on people's For You pages and stuff. There's a lot of different things, right? Like nobody truly understands exactly how you hit the algo. But like from my understanding, I mean, obviously, you know, like it's been around for the test of time, the clickbaity titles, the flashy money on the screen, the crazy catch lines on the thumbnail, all of that stuff helps because it entices people to click on the video. That definitely helps. Likes definitely help. The engagement in the comment section definitely helps. And obviously video views. So like YouTube will start off and like, I'll just give you a general example. When you upload a video on YouTube, they might only show that to like 200, 300 people. You know, like random people that are not following you. And if you get random people to start clicking on your video, then they show it to another 500. And if you get a certain number, then they'll show it to 1,000. And then that's how videos can explode, right? And obviously the content, if it's good content that people like and the likes are going up, then it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing how fast you do. But like, again, like, you know, Patrick he's very entertaining once he's on stream, and he generates a lot of reactions on his videos. Either you love the guy or you hate the guy, right? Which is, at the end of the day, a lot of people, you know, will say that he's not a good trader, he's this, he's that, or whatever, but he's doing exactly what he wants you to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like that's what he's doing. Like he wants you to be negative towards him, or he wants you to love him, and that helps his channel grow as well. Patrick makes a lot of money on YouTube. His videos alone, I mean, they're cashing in a lot, right? And Patrick has a lot of stuff on the back end too. I mean, he sells a course. He's had like a mentorship at one time. He was an affiliate, a top affiliate for Topstep for a long time. And now he does the whole Apex thing. So I'm sure he generates a lot of money on the side, which is, in my opinion, more power to the guy, because I don't care if you're a trader, you're a YouTuber, you're an entertainer. You need to have multiple years. You need to have multiple years. You need to have multiple streams of income. You know, I don't care what it is you're doing. It's just the same way as if someone's working a 9 to 5 and then they have a part-time gig overnight at Walmart or Home Depot, right? You're going to knock the guy for having 2 jobs and working days and working overnights? No, multiple streams of income, right? you know, and then he does Uber Eats on the side, right? Where's the knock? He's building additional streams of income. So on the internet, you build additional streams of income by a lot of things. You sell something, you promote something, you partner with people, and you do the thing that makes you money, you know? Everyone buy along for Tommy. Everyone buy along for Tommy. Yeah, the Hawk Tuah girl. I mean, like again, even with her, it doesn't matter what the hell you do. It generates enough reaction. I mean, anyone can make money off of something. Like how she's even making money for doing whatever she does is crazy. But more power to her, right? Small town girl from Tennessee getting paid. You know, it is what it is. People love her or they're tired of seeing her. It's like even for you, Wolf, like how did you even come across my channel? Because I have a very small channel. Like I don't pop people's For You pages a lot. Like it's very rare that like I'm getting in on people's For You pages. I don't even truthfully know how people even find me. Like how did you even find me? It's but then again, you know, the whole YouTube thing is like anything. You know, the bigger the content creator gets, you know, the more they see what's working and the more they really dive into what's working. And sometimes people like that, you know, sometimes people like how people start off, you know, with a lot of, sometimes people start off a lot with, you know, something that someone was interested in, and then they've gravitated into what's getting more views, you know, at the end. So like even back in COVID, I remember like when I was just making videos for stocks, going over my levels and stuff, anyone who started making videos on GameStop and AMC and all these other meme coin or meme stocks and all this other bullshit, those channels and those YouTubers blew up like crazy because that's what everyone was searching for and that's what people dove into. And once all that run is over with, you know, a lot of those guys, they fizzled to the wayside or whatever. Future strategies, yeah, so that would be the main one. Like that again, like the breakdown for what I do is a lot of strategy talk and a lot of technical analysis, which is not that popular, right? So yes, a lot of people are looking at strategy videos and stuff like that, but they're not like really popular videos. Like you're never going to really see like one of my videos, like, you know, get tens and tens of thousands of views because it's just, there's not that much search volume for people looking for strategies. But if it was like, if I had a whole channel dedicated to like how I made, you know, $50,000 in Q3 trading the Nasdaq with, you know, one strategy, and that video popped, then like something like that would grow. But that's not the clientele and or the traders I want to work with, because all the people that have literally come into my room, they're dudes like who or gals, right? Because there's a few ladies in there too. They're people that I would actually hang out with and shoot the shit with, like outside of trading. They're all like, they think like me, like they, you know, it's the same type of person. They're realistic. Like we're not out here trying to make $50,000 today on one fucking account, you know, and we're open-minded to changing things, you know, like I'm not perfect. Like what my strategies, they're not, you know, stone. Like they're not gonna like, you know, it's not like it can't be broken. But like you get enough people working together that all kind of working on the same plan, it helps. It definitely helps. Apex trading, yeah. But like I can see how strategies, if you're looking for a future strategy, yeah, my video might pop up because that's a keyword that I target a lot, because that's what I talk about a lot. I was talking about, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like you guys would be the best. Like you people who are watching these streams would be the best indicator for what people are looking at. You know, if someone's looking up Apex, then you're going to find those guys. If someone's looking up live stream day trading, you're going to find those guys, like the PWs and the Trades by Mats and the Alpines and stuff like that. Alpine, I was assuming he gets all his people from Apex, because a lot of his things are trading Apex funded accounts and shit like that. PW's the whole like day trading live type person. So anyone who's looking for live day trading will find it. And again, the people who will make videos on psychology and risk management, they're not that popular. It's just because that's the hard stuff, right? Like, so the more genuine people will find the more authentic YouTubers. Like, again, I'm sure there's probably so many that I don't even know about that are really great educators and coaches and traders that just never hit anyone's feed because it's like, it's not the catchy stuff, but like, that's the stuff that actually matters. It's not like day trading 20 funded accounts and I made $20,000. Like, that's catchy. It's catchy. And I get it. There's a market for that, but it's the clientele that's going to attract. Like, the type of content viewer is going to be the person who's going to blow a lot of accounts because they're just looking for a simple method, a simple fix. They want to see someone do it. Now I'm in this trade, guys. I'm in this trade. I'm in this trade. I'm in this trade. Or play golf with. Yeah, I've got a ton of golfers in my group. Nice. Yeah, see, and that's what that's the people like I want to work with and talk to, is like people who want to do this on a day in and day out basis, who are gonna like, they're gonna have rules, they're gonna follow strategy, like we're gonna be realistic, we're gonna make money together, not like, hey guys, watch me make fucking $10,000 today. Like, you know, I'll never make $10,000 in a day trading. My strategy is not even set up for that. It'd be impossible. So I'm trading 5 micros right now. We're in long. I'm looking for 75 tick take profit. I've got a $250 loss, which is a $250 max loss, which is going to be 100 ticks on the 5 micros. We're up $97 right now. We're up 85, 75. So it's bouncing around here. I'd like to just see if this gets tagged a little bit. Guys, if you're trading a little bit bigger size than me, take profits now, right? See green, take green. See green, take green. Again, I'm holding this a little bit longer. I'm up $1,300 in this PA account today. So I've got a little bit of house money to kind of play with here, but I might sell out. I might sell out, you know. My average position size is at 479. So I'm up almost 10 points. There's 10 points there. So if you're looking for 10 points, take your money. Take your money. I'm up 130, 120, 170. I'm just going to take the $100 win. That's it. It's end of the day. Why am I fucking around? So again, the gross P&L for today, I don't know if you guys can see it on your screen. I got so many monitors over here. I don't even know what you guys are looking at. Gross P&L today is $1,300.97, $1,397 and 50. Number of trades taken today was 5. Okay. 100% win rate on the day. My average trade winning time, my average hold time is 2 minutes. The longest trade that I've been in today was 5 minutes. So that's me, right? That's me. And so like on that earlier trade when I got stopped out, no, this is definitely not my trade window. Wolf, this is not my trade window at all. My trade window is between 6:30 and around 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The only reason I'm here taking trades is just because I'm sitting here bullshitting with you guys and playing very small size. Thank you, Tom. Again, like this is a big day for me. Like as far as on a PA account, this is a very big day for me. I am not. I just want to give this message. I am not going to expect to make $1,000 plus a day because my strategy really doesn't entail that. It doesn't like the way I have my setup, you know, like what I'm looking for on a day-to-day basis. That's not going to happen. Now, why did I make over $1,000 today? On an evaluation account, sure, $1,000, nothing. The only reason why I made that much money today is because we had non-farm payroll. The market was absolutely tanking, and I caught a big winner to the downside on a couple of mini contracts. Normally, I'm not going to catch that big of a win when I'm trading minis, because of the fact that the market's not moving like that. But I mean, we're down 500 points today. The momentum was just down. So I caught a nice move. And like, I will let those days happen. Like today just happened. It's not like I'm looking to make this every day. Normally I'm locking out, like walking away from a PA at like $300 or $400 or even 200. You know, I'm just walking away already. I take a couple trades. I'm only up 200, 300. I just walk away. But we caught a really big trade today, you know, and it is what it is. So like, for example, if you take away the big trade was $1,100. Okay. The big trade was $1,100. I'm only up 1,400. So realistically, my average day is right there. It's $300. That's an average day for me on a funded account. So I'm not going to come in next week and look for another $1,000. I'll come in next week and look for 200, 300, $100, 400, whatever the market gives me. You know, like I'm just taking what the market's giving me. The market gave me that big trade today, so I took it. Okay. It's not going to happen every day though. And if you just treat it like that, I mean, the balance on this PA, this one is going to look to be submitted for payout approval on the 15th. Balance is 51,705. So we need what, $900 more or something like that before it's eligible. Great. But I'm not sitting here saying to myself, I got to make another $1,000 before the 15th. I'm not saying that. If I miss the window between the 15th and the 20th, guess what? There's another window on the 1st. I'll take that one instead. Doesn't really matter. Did anyone take that 20 SMA play long? Curious. Anyone take it? Entry price. Let's go back to the screen. Entry price was over this candle. So 18,480. The following candle that you would have gotten in on went up to 93. So it went up 13 points very quickly. And then this current candle went up to 95. So 15 points, and it could push higher, is what you got. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. What's up, Tony? Tony, you're another one I see all over the place. You and Wolf, I see you guys all over the place. I see you guys in Alpine's room. I see you guys all over the place. 0 Day J, Topstep. I've seen someone all over the place. I like it. Showing everyone love. I love it. I seen someone else that's popped in my chat a couple of times. I seen someone, I don't know if you guys are here. I seen someone on Rips' stream this morning. $500. Nice. Congratulations. Norman, love to hear it. Love to hear it. I use a 200 SMA. What's up? What's up, Lucas? I use the 200 SMA. I don't know. You guys probably don't want to see my chart. This is the chart that I just show you guys. I got other monitors here. I'll show you guys my other chart. Take this crap off. This is what I'm looking at in my other screen. So what I'm looking at is, if you look at that 20 SMA play, it got over the 20 SMA, that's this purple line, and it stopped right at that red line. So that red line is the 50 SMA. So that gave me confluence that if we break over the 50 SMA and we confirm that 20 SMA play, I have room into the Bollinger Band, and that's exactly where we stopped. That Bollinger Band was 498. So again, I took my trade and I took my $100 on my measly 5 micros, and I just called it a day on that because I'm not really trying to trade anymore, to be honest. But like, we have potential to kind of stretch into 511, right? So we're hitting a little bit of supply here at 500. If we break 500, we have room to go to about 510, 513. Only Alpine and 0 day. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Those are both cool cats over there. 0 day. I don't know if it was you. I think it was you who told me about 0 day earlier this week. After you mentioned them, guys, we got room to come up to 513. After you mentioned them, dude started popping up on my For You page. Absolutely hilarious cat. Absolutely hilarious cat. Guys, we got room to 513. If you're long on that pop, get out. Wolf, I know you're trying it on practice account here. You got to be coming up into a price target, right? Like if you're not coming into a price target, Wolf, then that could be a reason why you're going down on the minis, because we got supply here. So that move that you're in on, that's a good move. You got to accept it, and you got to live with it, and you got to take your profits, right? You can't expect it to come up to the prior swing high. You got supply already at the Bollinger Band. You had supply here. You have supply here. Like you got a lot of stuff there. That was a winning trade. I mean, let's talk about it. 18,480 all the way up to 508. It's a 28-point move. We got to take that. Tom, I'm telling you. Tom, I'm telling you. Now again, Wolf, if this goes up to 512 and it goes up to 521, you can't sit there and say, oh, I should have held it. No, you got to take it at supply. You know, if your intentions are to take it from one supply to the next supply, that's your price target. 18-point move. I mean, imagine if you had it on one mini. Imagine if you had it on five minis. That's a close to, 5 micros. Even if you were playing 5 micros, think about this. That's almost a $200 winner. That's $185 on an end of day trade in a market that wasn't even really moving for the past 3 hours, and you just found it. Hell of a job. Yeah, Tom G, I tell all my people that, man. Everyone. It's like, if you want to make more money, just add more accounts. You don't got to go for the $1,000 days, $1,000 trades. Make a couple $100 a day. Let those days stack up. You know, have a handful of accounts, request a payout at the end of the month. Do it again. That's what's up, Tony. That's what's up. What does he got over there? The degens, but it's what the DCA boys or whatever you guys call them. What does he call them? The DCA guys? DCA clan. Yeah, that's what's up. Alpine gives shout outs. Alpine said his style is different. Yeah, Alpine's got a little bit of a different style. He's a hell of a scalper. He's a really good scalper. You know, the only thing though, Alpine's got a big channel as far as the amount of people that it streams. The few streams that I've seen with Alpine, he's a cool dude, right? Like he's a humble dude. He's like I would say like he's like one of us, right? Like I could see myself shooting the shit talking to Alpine outside of trading. But what he does do is he gets so, like, you can tell he'll get irritated when people are trolling him, or when they like call him out for like if he has a bad losing trade. It's like, dude, like if that's me, like I took $350,000 from the fucking prop firms. You think I'm gonna care about what some jerk off says in my chat? Like try to justify myself? Like don't let it get to you, you know? Like it is what it is. And I know like he's said in the past that it doesn't get to him and stuff, but it's like, just so you could tell by the responses that maybe it does, because he knows it's like, dude, this is what I've done, what have you done? Like don't even talk to me. But it's like at the end of the day, like who gives a shit, you know? Fuck those guys. Yeah, Alpine's a cool dude, and he's got a system. He's got a means to his madness. Like there was a stream, like I was done trading, and I popped over there just to kind of see what was up. And I don't know, he took a couple losses or some shit like that. And it's like people are like hammering him, and or like just making stupid comments, and I'm like, dude, like as a trader, like you lose, bro. It's like people think that just because someone streams or like whatever, like they make money trading these prop firms, that you never lose. Like the guy's he's got a system, a strategy. Like he can go buy 100 more evals and full port them and pass 20 of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like I never got that. I never got that. SMA versus EMA, just because the SMA is a little stronger, the EMA is going to hug that price a little tighter. It's just a little more weighted. You know, I don't have like a better answer than that. Like this red line that we stopped at right here that you guys can see, this like lighter shaded pink line, that's a 50 EMA. So I do have EMAs on my chart. And I definitely use them as supply and demand. But I use the 20 SMA mainly. I use the 200, which the 200's way up here. The 200 SMA. I've got 100 EMA, 150. I've got so much crap on my screen, guys. But it makes sense to me. Oh, yeah. Jay's the same way, too. Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing with Jay. Jay's gonna make money, okay? Jay's gonna make money because the way that Jay's trading for a prop firm, okay, like if we talk about prop firm trading, we talk about real trading. Like if Jay like had $20,000 in a real account, can he grow that to 40,000? I don't know, maybe. I don't know too much about his strategy and this and that. But for prop firms, Jay's gonna get paid. Why is Jay gonna get paid? Because he's aggressively passing evaluations quickly. He does have a means to his madness. He knows where he wants to buy and he knows where he wants to sell. Great. And what's going to happen is Jay's just going to keep on passing evals, and then he's eventually going to get those evals to fundeds, and those fundeds are going to get to payout. You know what I'm saying? And the more evals that he keeps passing, the bigger his monthly payout will be, because he's passing evals a hell of a lot faster now. And he's running up the balances a hell of a lot faster. So it's only going to take one good month for Jay, and you're going to see Jay pull some serious cash, which is good for him. There's a means to his madness. Now, guys, on the 1 hour chart, we've got room all the way to 612 on this. We just broke through the 50 EMA. We've got a little resistance here at this linear regression. If we get over this channel, notice how now there becomes nothing up here. You see this? Notice how there's nothing up here, right? We don't have a lot of supply. We're going to have a little bit of supply here on this previous little swing high, maybe closer to 540s, 550s. If we break above it and we fail to get into this range here, we can come back down. We're going to have support at 497. We're going to have support at 480. That's how I play this chart. I'm like a preschooler that just paints in between the lines. That's it. I look at all of these lines, all of these moving averages as my supply and demand. Where has the most potential for me to get in and make some cash? And where could potentially I put a stop loss, or where could I potentially use as a target? That's it. Very simple. And to Jay's credit, his personality, extremely likable. So I wish that dude a lot of success, even on his YouTube channel as a whole, because it's going to gain traction. He's putting in the work, he's putting in the hours. Like, he doesn't have to sit there and stream and bullshit with everyone, but he could just do what he's doing on his own in the back end. But he's got a likable personality, so that's definitely gonna go a long ways on the YouTube space. So much success to that dude, because his channel is growing very, very quickly. Guys, smash that like button if you already haven't. Definitely helps my channel out. I am a small guy as well, so definitely help out your boy. Getting rejected here, little double wick test here at the 520s, which 520 for me is a linear regression. Okay, it's a linear regression channel 50. Again, if you're gonna ask me what is that and how do I put it on my chart, I do not know. I do all my charting on Thinkorswim because I trade with Charles Schwab for options. I've been charting here for years. It's been something on my chart for years. It's just channel levels. It definitely helps me. What time frame, Wolf? Oh, 1 minute. One minute, I got us at a little bit of support here. What'd you say? Price crossed 20 EMA, took 2 micro to the 1 minute Bollinger Band. TP. Just hit 300 and later on, Norman, congratulations, my man. 1 minute chart's kind of holding a little bit of support here. Did you got in short or long? So you're short at the top of the range. I don't understand. Wolf, help me understand. You got in short at what? The 200 EMA? So when we wicked below the 200 EMA on a 1 minute time frame, that's when you got short? Middle of the Bollinger Band. Just be careful, bro, because just be careful on that, because that where you went short is support. So realistically, we would need to lose 18,493 for 10 points down. Other than that, this is going to retest highs and then push back up towards 520s. Just be careful. We need it. We need that push, right? We need that push through 493. Oh, Jessica, I got a ton. I got a ton. What the hell happened to my chart? Jeez. So on a 5 minute time frame, I've got support sitting at 482. So Wolf, if you can get a push down into 482, would be a good take profit into 482. Like I said, anything below 493, you definitely in sell territory there. So you want to see this thing get below 493. You don't want to see it pop this high here. So, you know, truthfully speaking, it has room up to 520. Tony, you joined him when he had 20 dudes. Now he's get 200 plus live at 2 a.m. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So Tony, when I got 20, 30 people on mine and then I get up to 200, you got to be here for that as well, my man. Hey Wolf, keep an eye on that 18493, 493. Keep an eye on that. Like to see this break down through 493 for you into 482. Oh, you got out. Wait, what? Out long. Tony, you're in long. For me, there's no long until we break 520. I see Wolf's analysis here on the short. So I see the short. We got to get through the 93s to get into that. Now it's rising. It's 87 now. Look at the aggressive push higher. Wolf, you got out because your stop loss got hit? Or did you manually exit? You're still in. Stop loss is a high. Yeah, the 20s. I see the 20s. The only thing working against you is the hourly chart. This hourly chart is taking out previous hour highs and has room to 612, which is 100 points. So I'll tell you this. That 1 minute chart that you're trading is tough. That 1 minute chart that you're trading is tough. I'm not saying that you can't trade the 1 minute chart, but like for me, where you went short based on how I view the chart, remember, we all look at the same chart, but we see it differently. Where you said you went short, I agree with your stop loss on attempting that short, but where you went short was right at supply. So we were in a little bit of a range. So for me, my stop loss would be a close over that 520. So I'm going to assume a little bit more risk. Maybe it's 525, maybe it's 530. I'm going to assume a little bit more risk, but I need to see it play out. I need to see a candle close over 520, and I need my price target to get hit. But if I look at the hour chart is looking like it wants to bounce. So it's just a tough range. It's a tough range that you're trying to trade there. Again, you know, so because look at like you got stopped. That's why for me, even with the 20 plays, I hate using stop losses where it just wicks below the previous candle. I hate it because it can do that and then pull all the way back down. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to go into the low 480s. It could, but maybe you could have broken out even here, right? Maybe you could have broken out even. I got support at 487. So it's like when I'm looking at the chart this way, I'm looking at the hourly chart pushing higher with space. I'm looking at consolidation here. If I do take a short, it's got to be a scalp. I got to see green, take green. Or I wait for the long over 520. So I need to break 520, and then I need another candle to confirm over 520. That's my long. since we're talking about the short, I'm in this short until that candle closes over 520. That's going to invalidate my trade. So how much risk am I assuming? Is that 10 points? Is it 15 points? Is it 20 points? I don't know what it is. I'm not going to do the math, but however many points that is of risk, I'm going to trade my position size accordingly. So if I only want to lose $100, then if I'm giving myself a $25 risk, I can only trade 2 micros, right? And if I'm only looking for 10 points, then I got to accept the fact that I only might make $30 or $40 on that trade. If I'm trading a mini contract, well, then I might be closer to a $400 loss, and I'm trying to make like 200 bucks. So, because I think this can still come down and test 480s because it's being rejected. This is a third rejection here at this linear regression at those 520s. They're still pinning it down under 520s. Invalidation comes when the candle closes over 20s. Which if I don't have them, if I did have a couple of evaluations floating around, to be honest, I'd put on a micro or a mini or two and just let this motherfucker ride long and see if it passes, to be honest, into the close. Like I would have wanted to buy off that pullback. This pullback into this rising 10-day moving average, get in somewhere here in the 500s. And that rocked all the way up to 20. So that would have been 20 points on a mini contract around $400. That's the stupid shit I do on evaluations. Take 2 or 3 minis, grab 10, 20 points. There's $1,000 there. Do that 2 or 3 times and it's passed. Or it goes against you and you blow the account. But you could get some type of late day just explosion over 520s. Again, that level is there. The hourly chart is clean into 600. The hourly chart is clean into 600. If this breaks over 520s, you can see an explosion, guys. There it is. There it is. 30s, up 10 points from 20s. There it goes. There it goes. It's still holding 20s here. So those 20s that I was talking about, that prior wick, we broke over that linear regression. This 5-minute chart has room to 580. The hourly chart has room to 600. I'm not saying it's going to go up another 70 points. I'm saying there's a strong possibility that there was an explosion over 20s. Look at the prior swing high here is sitting at 45. So maybe we can see a test into the mid 40s here. But like the whole thing here is like, what were you looking for, right? Because as it comes down to break even, if you were looking for a quick scalp, 5-10 points, you should have been out. If you're trading minis, if you're looking for a longer move because of the higher price targets, you're trading micros and you're using a previous 5-minute candle as a stop. It is what it is. There's only 2 options there. I've been trading the 5 minute. I've always traded the 5 minute. It's always my bread and butter. A few weeks ago or last month, I was trading the 2 minute because we were in a little bit more of a choppy range, and the 5 minute wasn't giving me enough. Wasn't giving me good setups. So I was taking a 5-point take profit using the 2 minute. But I mean, again, I will always revert back to the 5 minute. It's not to say that the 2 minute doesn't work. It's just that just a creature of habit. Like I haven't even looked at the 2 minute. And there's no specific reason why. But like if I look at the 2 minute right now and I look at 20 plays, the last one long confirmed at 11:38, which was an hour ago. You would have assumed a 13-point risk. And could you have gotten 5 points? Absolutely. The one before that was a short, and you would have assumed a 17-point risk. Would you have gotten 5 points? Absolutely. So that's 2 for 2 there. If I go back, there was another long at 10:02 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. Assumed the risk was 21 points. Could you have gotten 5-10 points on that? Absolutely. Here's the short, 9:46. Could you have gotten 5 to 10 points? Absolutely. Here's another this long. Did this one work? 18,446 goes up to 18,062. 5 points, 10 points, absolutely. So again, I mean, I'm not even going to back test the 2 minute chart today, but the 2 minute chart, we could have sat there and scalped maybe 5, 6, 7 trades, all winners. Even one mini contract at $100 a pop, you should be up $500-600. But I didn't even look at the 2 minute today. 5 minute time frame, like I don't know. But I mean, I like them both. I don't ever trade the 1 minute. It's 2 minute or it's 5 minute. But I've got guys in my room who trade the 3 minute and they use a 20 SMA and it works perfect too. Yeah. So, I mean, realistically, Tom, we could have traded either or, to be honest. It's just personal preference. Like the way I've always explained it is what fits your style more, right? What fits your personality more? When I made the change to actively trading the 2 minute a lot more a few weeks ago was because just that period of time, I was able to catch that 1, 2 trades, maybe 3 trades and just be done on the day versus the 5 minute was taking a little bit longer and it wasn't really providing a lot of opportunities. But when I go back to the 5 minute and my trades are working again, then yeah, I'm going to stay on the 5 minute. But some people are a little bit more antsy. They're a little bit more impatient. So the 2 minute would actually fit your trading style a lot better. And some people, the 2 minute chart is way too fast. So I would recommend the 5. So find that sweet spot. Do you want something a little bit faster? You're gonna assume less risk on a 2 minute. The only downside of the 2 minute is that if we're in a choppy environment, those trade setups might get chopped out, but you have to have some sort of rule in place. Like I lost 2 trades in a row, I'm done trading on a day, I move account. You know, like for me, if I lose 2 trades in a row on that one account, I'm done. If I lose 2 trades at my stop loss, I'm done. Bro, I had somebody in my room one time that was trading the 30-second chart like an absolute animal. I mean, scalping the shit out of 5 or 10 minis. $5,000, $10,000 days. Week later, blown account. Crazy. I looked at it one time. That's madness. It's pure madness. Pure madness. Pure madness. And like I think about it as like the emotions that's going to put you through, you got to be on a damn roller coaster. Like again, I see every side, but the days where he would make like $10,000 on a valuation or combine or funded account, your emotions are so high. I mean, so excited, and then the next day the account's gone. Well, buying a new one, I'm like, jeez. Adrian, you think you're going to get 4 wrong trades in a row? That's the risk you have to assume. So if you believe $500 is too much, which I agree, $500 on $2,500 drawdown is a lot, you can go to 5 micros and risk 250. So now you're going to have around 8 to 10 trade days before you blow an account. But that's assuming that you're going to lose 8 to 10 trades in a row. Now, if you have a strategy that only wins 2 out of 10 trades, that means you're looking for multiple R's, 5, 6R trades, 4R trades, right? I know guys who have a 30% win rate, but they're extremely profitable because they're risking 1, right? Let's say you're risking 10, but you're shooting for 40 points. You're risking 10, you're shooting for 50 points. That's profitable. For me, my strategy is inverse. When I'm trading minis, I'm risking sometimes 2, 3 to make 1, but I'm going to have a high win rate, 80%, 79%, 76%, 82%. But I'm not looking to trade it all day. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, I've got an 80% strategy at a 5-point take profit, so I'm going to trade this 10 times in a row. No, because I know that I'm going to lose trades. So I'll win 1, 2 trades and I'll stop and wait for the next day. And that's assuming that you're going to lose 4 trades in a row. So I just back tested, like, okay, those of you guys who are sitting here, even if you gave yourself $500 drawdown, just back test the last long. Even if you're looking for 5 points, the last long and a $500 risk, the last long you made money. That's $100 there. Okay. Let's look at the last short. You made money. That's $100 there. The short before that, you made money there. That's $100, $200, $300. Now you got to be thinking about, okay, I'm 3 for 3. I should probably fucking stop trading on the day before I take a loss of $300, of $400, right? So that's kind of how I'm managing it. Let's say the day just started, and I'm just going to go from here, these last 3 setups, 1, 2, 3, okay? Market opens, 10 minutes off the bell. I take this short, I won. Great, I'm up $100. Cool. Next setup is short. I take this trade, I make $100. Cool. Now I'm up 2. Okay, I'm up $200. I might take 1 more trade. Great. Here's a long. Nope, never confirms. Oh, here's a short. Never confirms. Here's a long. Great. Take this trade. Winner. Now I'm up 300. Guess what? I'm done. I'm done. This could be from market open to this trade here was an hour. So from 6:30 in the morning to 7 a.m. in the morning, I took 3 trades. I'm done. Make sense? That's how I operate it. And that's how I try to hold a high win rate. I'll be honest. Have I blown up accounts? 100%. Evaluations? 1000%. Funded accounts? Absolutely. Have I been paid? Yes, I have. Here's the deal. Every single time I've blown an account, it's because of my stupid shit that I do, where I win 2 trades, I win 3, and then I sit there like an idiot and I keep taking trades and I lose. And then I'm in drawdown and then I lose again, or I'll look for a bounce somewhere where I shouldn't necessarily be looking for a bounce. I self-sabotage myself every single time I've ever lost an account. It wasn't because the strategy lost $500 4 times in a row. Never that. Makes sense? So it's like what I'm saying is it's never really going to be the strategy that's going to get you out of your deal. It's going to be you. Because even if you risked $500 every single trade, you would have to lose 5 trades in a row to bust out. 4 trades in a row to bust out. It's just not going to happen, especially when you have strategy that's going to hit at least 75%, you're going to win 3, lose 1. You're going to lose 1, win 2. You're going to win 2 more, you're going to lose 1. So it should constantly, the equity curve should constantly be going up higher, higher, higher on a week by week basis. On what type of setups, Adrian? So you were $1,600, $1,800 profitable, and then you went down to minus 60. So you lost, I would say that's about 4 trades, 3.5, 3 trades, 4 trades. You lost back to back to back. So Adrian, out of 10 trades, even if you have a strategy that hits at 60 to 70%, think about this. You're going to lose 3 to 4 trades out of every 10. Those 3 to 4 trades have no idea. Like what I'm saying is those 3 to 4 losing trades on the probability side has nothing to do with whether it's all trades were taken today, trades were spread out over the next 5 days. You could take 3 losing trades in a row and then go on a consecutive win streak of 7 trades. You can lose 4 if your strategy hits at, say, 60% of the time. You can lose 4 trades in a row and then go on to win 10 trades in a row. You see what I'm saying? We never know when those 3 or 4. So it's like you were almost at a point where being up 1,600 now flat, because you're essentially flat, you could be going on a string of wins coming up. You know, like you have no idea. You know, that's, again, Adrian, I got to make this point though. That's if you're taking the same setup. So like if you're, I'll just use my way of trading for an example. If I take a 20 SMA play long, okay, and that trade loses, and I take another one long and it loses, and I take another one long and it loses, and then I take a low of day breakdown, okay, which is something completely different, and I lose. Now I'm at 4 losing trades. And then I say, I'm going to short at this supply and I lose. That doesn't mean I lost 5 trades in a row. I'm using different strategies. So every strategy needs to be grouped together. Just because one strategy hits at 70% doesn't mean that if you start grouping in other entry models for taking trades that you're still going to hit at a 70%. You make sense? Thank you. That's my that's a valid, I like that right there, Condry. So you lost 3 in a row, boom, 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 and then have won 8 consecutive since then. Like that's the way shit's gonna work. Like, so I'm assuming Condry has a higher win rate strategy, meaning like over 55, 65% of the time. So you're gonna lose, you could lose 3 or 4 trades in a set of 10, but you might go on a string that might last forever. The longest string that I had when I was trading a 2-minute chart, I think it was like 21 trades or 22 trades for 5-point take profits and a $400 max loss. It went on like 21 winning trades in a row. And then it did lose, like, I think the max consecutive losses was 3, and then it won like 2 more and then it lost 1. But like you can go on a string again. Like that's why you, when it comes to strategy, you have to play the same strategy. Like you can't jumble everything together because you're just spreading out your probabilities. You know, I only take like mainly 2 setups, 3 setups. I take an opening range setup, I take an initial balance setup, and I will work 20 SMA plays. That's it. And also, if I win 2 trades, I'm heavily considering stopping on the day. I don't care if I'm up 200 or I'm up 2,000. If I win 3 trades, I've got to be done. I've got to. Because that 4th trade could be the losing trade that starts a string of 4 losers. And then I can lose my shit and then start trading like a madman and give it all back. rather let the string of losing trades happen on a brand new day where I can try to manage it better. Win 3 trades today, I lose 2 trades tomorrow, great. Then the day after that, I win another 3 or 4 trades, great. Now I'm back profitable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to keep the equity curve smooth, baby. Like, you got to keep it like, you got to keep riding the wave. Like, just keep riding the wave. Like, I always like try to play a game with myself. Like, okay, you won 2 trades, you won 3 trades. Let's go to another account. Like, let's see if we can do it on another account. That account's done. Like, that account won the game today. Like, then we play the game tomorrow every single day. If I lose the first trade of the day, I'll take another trade. If that trade also loses, that account is scratched for the day. Done. I trade another account. If I lose the first trade, win the second trade, win the third trade, guess what? Now I'm back positive. I will then stop trading on the day. Or I will trade one more trade on half the size. And if that trade wins, I'll be done. And if that trade loses, I'll be done. So I'm on like a scale plan, right? Like you guys seen when I started this stream, I only had 3 trades taken today on my PA account. 3. And I stopped trading. The only reason why I took those last 2 trades is just very small size, trading micros. We're up 1,000, and just to kind of show on the stream, like, hey, like this is a setup I'm going to take. But like, if I never decided to stream today, like I didn't have shit going on until literally right now, but if I didn't have the stream today, I would have never taken any more trades, and I would have stopped the day on 3 trades because I'm on a 3 trade system. So if I win 2 trades, I'm heavily considering stopping. If I take the third, it's on smaller size. And if that trade wins, I'm done. If that trade loses, I'm done. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like those numbers are legit. Like how I know that Condrey Trading is trading and he's in the trenches and he's like collecting data, because he knows in 4 weeks he's taken 60 something trades, he's won damn near 50 of them, and he's lost 13. That sounds legit. That sounds right. Like he knows his numbers. That's someone who has a plan and they're executing a plan. That's good shit. So why can we do it in the same day? If I lose 3 trades today, why wait till tomorrow? Sure, I mean you can. It's just that for me, I'm a tight, greedy motherfucker, right? Like, excuse the language, but I'm tight and I'm greedy. So like if I'm up 2 or 3 trades, I'm like, I'm gonna protect this, and I'm gonna just come back tomorrow. But you can, I mean, you can take 20 setups if they give them to you in a day, and run the numbers all that way. And that's also a valid point too, because guess what? Today I'm gonna end the day happy. I'm gonna do my normal life shit, and then I'm gonna come back tomorrow, and I'm not even thinking about what I did yesterday as in terms of win. If I keep taking trades today and I lose, guess what happens tomorrow? I wake up still pissed off that I overtraded, and then I'm gonna bring that into tomorrow. So I'd rather always end the day flat or slightly green than green to red, because then I'm pissed. And it doesn't do well with me. Just get meticulous, you know, like just get meticulous with your rules and your discipline. You'll be all right. by figuring out what type of trader you are. Are you a scalper? Are you a longer day trader? You like holding trades for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour? Do you like getting in and out in minutes? What time frame works best for you? How much can you handle losing on a day in and day out basis, on a trade by trade basis? Is losing $400 a trade too much for you? Ask yourself the question. Or is $250 a little bit better? Is $100 better? Which can you handle, right? Like, so you go through this Rolodex of questions and you ask yourself those questions. And then from there, you start building your strategy around what fits your trader DNA, okay? So once you figure out what your trader, like for me, I can't hold trades a long time. I'm impatient. I'm extremely impatient. Even though a lot of the times levels I'll see them and it'll be a great level. We're back up towards those 20s again, guys. Look at this. We're back up towards those 20s. We definitely got room into the 80s and there's a double wick again. Anyways, you find out what, you know, what type of trader you are. So like when I realized that I do better mentally, because everyone's different. What works for me might not work for you at all. But what I found that I was better was a strategy that has a higher win rate, over 70%, and then just controlling my trade count and activity. That works better for me. So I'd like to win 7 trades, 6 trades out of 10, and just limit my trade number, okay, versus trying to take 10 trades a day. And I'm also not a high R multiple trader, so it doesn't do well for me to have a strategy that wins at, let's say, 35% of the time or 40% of the time, but I'm going to lose 6 trades. I might go through a period of drawdown for like 2-3 days before I finally go into the positive. Like, let's say this. If I was a high R multiple trader where I'm sitting in trades longer because I'm playing bigger key levels and zones, I could potentially go into drawdown Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, to have Thursday and Friday be profitable and actually hit my numbers and then go positive. That doesn't do well for me. Mentally, it doesn't do well for me. But for some traders, it does. Like, that's okay, taking 2 days of losses to hitting a big trade on Wednesday where you make everything back and then some. And then you can just stop trading on the week even. That doesn't work well for me. For me, I need to show up to work every day. I need to take my handful of trades at a high win rate and then move on. And moving on either by trading another account or coming back the next day. That's what works best for me. And what works best for me is price targets between 5 and 20 points on the NQ. My average trade time is under 2 minutes. So today it was 1 minute and 51 seconds. The longest trade I was in today was 5 minutes. So for me, an average trade hold time is anywhere between 1 and 2 minutes, anything in between, for me. And that's pretty consistent across the board, because when I take a setup, it's either going to work or I'm going to get stopped out, like right now. And that allows me to forget about the loss and just move and look for the next setup fast as possible. You know what would tear me up? And again, this is for me. This is the type of person I am. What would tear me up is I'm in a trade for an hour and a half and I'm down a little bit. I'm back up. I'm flat. I go up in profit, maybe $200, $300, and then I lose 500. And I wasted an hour and a half of my fucking life on that. That would tear me up so bad. I'd want to immediately jump back in and trade something. So I know for me, I can't do that. Some people can. I can't. And like, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's different. You got to just figure out what works for you. You know, like, I know when I'm in a trade and it's been like 10 minutes, I know that it's probably not going to work. And because my data shows me elsewise, my data shows me that if my setup works, it normally happens inside 2 minutes. So I'm a scalper, but I'm not like a hyper scalper. Like I'm not like taking 5 contracts and looking for like 10-second holds. I'm not like that type of scalper. I'm not like a quant or anything. I'm not like taking like 20 trades a day, taking 2 points, 1 point. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking like 6 ticks, but like 10 contracts. I'm not doing that. I'm trading like, you know, 1 mini or 5 micros, and I'm looking for 5 to 10 to 20 points. So I've always traded options. That's my bread and butter. So I'm the same way on options. So my average position size on stocks like Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, I'm in 10 contracts. That's my standard. So when I go in 10 contracts, what I'm good at doing is when I take my setup, if that stock price premium increases anywhere between 35 cents to 80 cents, I'm going to be out. And I'm basing that off of the ATR. So for example, ATR on a 5-minute time frame on Tesla might be 85 cents. So if I get into my play, and I always play at the money or one just inside the money, I never play outside the money, always play weekly expirations. When I get into that trade, there's a 20 SMA set up here, guys. When I get into that trade and that stock price moves 75 cents, 85 cents, 90 cents, I'm immediately selling half. Immediately taking 10 contracts down to 5, and I'm going to hold those remaining 5 contracts. If it goes up $1, I'm out. If it goes up $1.25, I'm out completely. And then so many times, which I'm okay with, but it's funny in our room, so many times we'll take these trades on Tesla and Nvidia where from entry the stock price moved $1, $1.15. We sell, we're celebrating, we made some money. And an hour later, it's $3 higher. If I would have held, instead of making $700 or $600 on those 10 contracts, I would have made $2,000 or $3,000. I'm okay with that because I know that I'm going to get the ATR a lot more times than I'm not. So that's how I do it. So again, my options trades, they can last. My options trades are not as fast. It's not like 1 or 2 minutes. My options trades are anywhere between like 5 and 30 minutes. 5 and 20 minutes. And I'm not so much thinking about the premium, like losing, decaying, or theta, and I'm not thinking about the Greeks as much because I'm always in and out on the same day. So, you know, the Greeks aren't really going to kill me too much. I just want to be right on my move or wrong on my move. That way I can either stop trading on a day or go find something else. Like a home run trade for me is if my options premium moves like 90 cents. That's a home run for me. If it moves $1, that's a home run. For someone would be nothing, right? Think about it. If someone bought one contract at the money and the contract moved $1 in their favor, that's $100 winner. Okay? $100 winner. Someone who's trading small size can be like, oh man, but I want to make more money. So they hold on. Next thing you know, the premium comes down, they lose, they decays, and you know, it's chopped around for an hour and then they end up losing 200. For me, if my options premium goes up 60, 70 cents, I'm holding 10 of them. I'm out. I'm out, baby. I'm not holding this thing anymore. I'm gone. That's $600 in my pocket. That's $500 in my pocket. Shit, you can move 35 cents for me. That's $350. There's been times where I've entered in a trade, pre-market high break on Tesla, that thing moves up 40 cents. I have 10 contracts. I'm out $400. I'm done. 2 minutes of the market. I'm done. I do not trade options the way I trade futures, where I'm going to sit around like a bozo and continue to take trade after trade after trade after trade. A $400 day on the options is great for me. An $800 day on the options is great for me. I'm done. Wait, Tony, you lost $4,700 on a on a PA? How? What happened? I know what happened, but I'm saying you lost $4,700 today, Tony? Yeah, just reevaluate the position size, slow it down a little bit. Oh, that's nothing, brother. That's nothing. Again, I know you were up a little bit on it. That's nothing though. You can easily battle back on that. Just slow it down. Just decrease the size a little bit. Just decrease the size a little bit. Take a little bit less trades. Again, guys, I don't personally, I hate taking trades all the way into the bell. It's like that we're reaching, right? Just find that little pocket the first few hours of the market open. Get a couple of those trades under your belt, and then that's it. You know, you'll be back. Just it's all in the mind. Just fucking calm down. Just take shit a little bit slower. We all do it. I do it too. We try to rush this shit. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. You know, some days I'll go buy a PA and I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I don't really have anything else to trade today. And I'll try to pass one in a day and I fucking blow it. And it's like, I didn't even need to do it. I'm just bored. Like, just don't even do that. Like, just, there's no reason to continue to take trades all the way into the bell on a Friday. You know, make your money early in the week and then just chill back on a Friday. Take one trade or take two trades if you see something. But all right, guys, I'm going to end the stream now. Hit the like button on the way out. I'll catch you guys all next week. You know, if we keep getting people to show up, I'll keep showing up. So with that being said, have a great weekend. I'm going to enjoy the weekend. I'm going to go for a walk right now. I'm going to get a little bit of sun. We got a little bit of a heat wave here in California where I'm at. And again, for being in California, you know, anything over 70 degrees is hot, and it's 95. You know, it's 95 right now. So this is hot for me. I'm going to enjoy the sun. And then I'd be lying if I tell you I wasn't going to have a few cold beverages, but we're about to throw some back today. Enjoy your weekend, guys, and I'll catch you guys on next time.